Championship night at the Eldora Speedway in Rossburg, Ohio for Thursday Night Thunder. We've got the small blocks, the big blocks, the pro late models, all crowning champions tonight in addition to our Xfinity Series trail at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are getting right into the thick of things, ladies and gentlemen. We are so glad you could join us for Thursday Night Thunder. Marty Sakala alongside Zach Chapman. We're ready to go for our opening heat race as drivers are just about set to roll off. Here's how your starting lineup looks for our opening heat race. As it has Brian Dickens on pole position. Next to him is Randy Shreves. Row number 2, Dean Reynolds next to Isaac Salas. Row 3, Logan Wentz and Chris Alvey. And row 4 on the inside is Michael Vecchio. Opening heat race brought to you by our friends at Flatline Racing Bodies. Glad you could join us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network at the Slide Job Racing Network. Marty Sakala alongside Zach Chapman. Big championship implications up for grabs. We'll get to them in just a moment. But first, Heat 1 is green. Winners on pole tonight. Lap number 1 on the board, and it is led. It's led by Isaac Salas. As him and Randy Shreves side by side. Shreves tries to throw it in deep with a slider. And Salas, slide job Salas, going to the point here. Lap number 2 is complete. Having some technical difficulties trying to get Zach here on the output. Don't worry, Zach, I can hear you, but we're just figuring everything out here right now. Been a while since we've done a Coast to Coast Racing League event. Here's the race for third here. Zach do some talking. Actually, a final race for the final transfer spot in this heat. Dean Reynolds to the outside takes it from Logan Wentz.
Yeah, Dean struggled a little bit there with the crossovers in front of him. He had to get checked up a bunch, but I think he's firmly secured himself here in fourth if he can hold the racing line. Going to be real tough to get by him here.
All right, good news. We got
2 to go.
Good news. We got you on the broadcast there, Zach. So, final lap underway here for Isaac Salas, one of the many drivers in the chase for the championship tonight, as the number 5 makes his way through turns 1 and 2. Good race for third still between Brian Dickens and Dean Reynolds. Trying to do it the same way he passed Logan Wentz. Not going to work, though. Off of 4, Salas wins. Second, Shreves. Dickens third. Reynolds fourth. As Wentz, Vecchio, and Alvey will have to go down to our redraw. Heat race lineup for the second preliminary event of the night. Trevor Giroux on the pole, the number 075. Next to him, the Brewer to Beast. Jeff Barker in the 513. Row number 2, Randall Dixon. He's in the 011. Next to Sam Bachman in the 107. And in row number 3, you've got Matt Schaefer. He's in the 833. Next to Trent Verstraeten in the 088. Let's get to here, while we are at it, Zach, the title implications up for grab here. If you don't imply, with one drop implied, I should say to be specific, you have right now 5 drivers with a chance to win the championship. Anthony Morano, 6-point lead with a drop on Trevor Giroux. Isaac Salas third in points. He is 14 behind. Then about 19 behind is Sam Bachman in fourth. And 27 back is Butch Baker in fifth. Lot of stuff that's going to happen here tonight, that's for sure, Zach, as we're green for Heat 2.
Yeah, Trevor Giroux is going to have to race his butt off here in Heat number 2. He saw Isaac win the first heat and get the bonus points for getting the pole, so he knows that's a guy he's in the hunt for the championship, so he's got to go out here and try to start on the front row.
Heat race number 2 brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports, as it's Giroux that leads the opening lap. Sam Bachman, James Bond in the 007 up to the second position. Jeff Barker in third, race for the final transfer spot. Randall Dixon, after starting from the back, he makes it 3 wide for P3. Let's see if we can get him at the line. I don't know if he edged out Barker or not. Meanwhile, you have Bachman looking for the top spot on Giroux. We're on board with the 107 here, Zach.
Yeah, battles all over the track. I mean, you know, they're checking up racing for 5th, and now all of a sudden you got Matt Schaefer looking on Randall Dixon for 5th place, trying to get in that battle for Barker, or with Barker. It's battling all over the track here.
Bachman tries the slide job. The two nearly rubbed Nerf bars as the field makes their way off of 4. Trent for straight in. Now behind the 107 of Bachman, but the race for the final transfer spot. Here comes Dixon on Barker, and they barely touch. Good race for 4th, and a great race for the lead. Slide job,
slider.
Bachman. Giroux with the crisscross and hangs on. We've got 1 to go, though, in Heat 2, Zach.
Yeah, that was a good show and tell there on how the slide job's done, but he's coming back on the top. It's going to be much harder to hold it here.
Giroux with a slider off at turn number 4. Bachman tries to counter it back, and then it checkers. Oh, baby, it was Giroux by 24 thousandths. That's a good start to this one so far, Zach.
Yeah, what treated to a close battle for the finish. You know, without the technology of iRacing, I wouldn't have known who won that.
I would not have known either. We now move on to Heat 3, brought to you by Glen Ridge Motorsports Park. They just released their schedule for 2024, so check that out on the Glen Ridge Facebook page. Butters, Jason Butterfield on pole position, next to Scott Rayome in the 444. Anthony Morano and Soupy Dan McLaren, they make up row number 2. And then in row number 3, Butchie Baker, that KISS 97 car in the hunt for the championship. Next to him, it's John Morano. Winner starts inside row number 2. 6 laps for Heat 3. Let's get it on. Could be 3 wide, but McLaren hits the Jersey barrier, and a big stack up for the second spot. They were nearly 4 wide for the race lead. Off for 4, Rayome leads the opening circuit. But Morano with a big run underneath. Your points leader coming in with a 6-point advantage on the flyer in Giroux. Now Morano with a slider off for turn number 4. Final transfer spot, Zach, it's Dan McLaren.
Yeah, Soupy's trying to work on 3rd. He definitely doesn't want to have anything bad happen to him there and get sucked into that B main. As you see, he's going for 3rd right now. We'll have to see if he can pull it off on the exit of 4.
Morano, meanwhile, able to clear his Full Throttle Motorsports teammate. Butch Baker now looks to join this race. On the outside of Jason Butterfield for the final transfer spot. Trying to rock and roll all night. Baker to 4th. Two to go. Quickest car on track is that number 32 of Morano. 16:49, better than anybody else. Last time by, Morano and Baker, though, Zach, the quickest cars out there.
Yeah, I know. Two guys, Trevor and Isaac, they're rooting for Scott Rayome to somehow get by Anthony Morano here on this last lap. But actually, Soupy's got something to say about 2nd here, it looks like.
Couldn't get the bite off at turn number 2. Rayome close. Oh, man, that was tight between Baker and McLaren. They're racing for 3rd. You know who's going to win it. It's Morano, but McLaren edges out Baker for 3rd. That nearly turned out ugly. While we were at it, thanks for joining us tonight on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. If you're watching, let us know who you're rooting for in chat. We now move on to Heat Race number 4. This is brought to you by Catalytic Recovery. Here's how the lineup looks. Alex Pomelo on the pole next to Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Row 2, Michael Vitale in the 213 and Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, it's Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218 and Bob DeGood in car 7. So now we look at the updated points. If you include the drops, it's a 3-point lead for Isaac Salas coming in. If you put the 2 drops in effect right now, I believe those would be the 2 that would be battling for the championship. But again, don't count out Baker, Giroux, or Bachman. Heat race number 4 underway in the RSN Trackside 358 mods. Pomelo and Wheeler touch off for turn number 2, but Wheeler with a better line in the corner is able to take the lead. Pomelo back down to second. Chatham and Vitale race for third with Kurt Schatzer on both of their tails here, Zach.
Yeah, Kurt knows, not everybody's making the show tonight. We're going to have a consolation, so you do not want to finish fifth. You got to get the fourth. Big move by Gavin here.
That was risky. Just heard clear at the last second on Vitale. That was a cut down from hell, we'll say that. As you see, Wheeler still out in front, nearly 3 wide for the 2 spot off for turn number 2.
Yeah, Gavin knows too. I mean, not only was that an aggressive chop, but he's got to get aggressive now here on second, because if third and fourth get a chance to get their momentum going on that high side, he might get trained down there on the bottom. Doesn't look like the place to be right now.
That could possibly be the case. For those wondering, you normally see on our Slide Job Racing Network broadcast our custom numbers. We're having some technical difficulties with them, so we won't really give you our custom numbers tonight, the extra numbers that the drivers have on the track. Pomelo quickest last time by, 16:52, and a run on Wheeler for the lead. 1 to go in this heat.
Yeah, right to the door, right when you want to here on the last lap, but it looks like did not get a good run into 1, and that's really going to hurt his chances here for a slider as we go into 3.
Yeah, Pomelo slid up the hill, and that helps out Wheeler off for turn number 4. The 110 starts outside of row 2. Pomelo, Chatham, Vitale, your transfer spots as Schatzer and DeGood drop down to the B main. Last Chance Showdown time brought to you by our friends at Gambler Motorsports. Logan Wentz starts on pole position. Next to him, it's Randall Dixon in the 011. Row number 2, Jason Butterfield. Butters is in the 93. Next to Superman, Kurt Schatzer, who is in the 218. Row 3, it's James Bond himself, Michael Vecchio in the 007. Next to John Morano in the 33. And then you've got Matt Schaefer, Bob DeGood, Chris Alvey, rounding out the field tonight. So here's how things are going to look at this B main. We're taking the top 8. If you finish in last, you're done early, and we'll have to get the big block ready. Wentz and Dixon bring us to green for the Last Chance Showdown. Here we go. Logan Wentz comes out with the advantage. Near contact between Jason Butterfield and Randall Dixon. Oh, Butterfield now touches hard, and the wall went Dixon. And he has got a damaged race car that will likely take him out of things, Zach. Unless, yeah, look at the left front. They are wrecking up front. Schaefer, as well as, I believe, Vecchio that was. Same with Alvey and somebody else. Dixon trying to hang on for dear life. Everybody's still beating and banging. Bob DeGood was also in it, and Dixon has to pull it off. Michael Vecchio now trying to limp that car home. He's got the final transfer spot, so Randall Dixon unfortunately will not be racing with us tonight in the 30-lap feature.
Yeah, tough break for Randall. None of his own doing. Just kind of got elbowed into the outside wall, and looks like the right front broke now. There's nothing he could do.
So it's Wentz all by himself out in front of the 118. 16:75, the quickest lap of this race. Best race on track is for 5th with Bob DeGood and Matt Schaefer. And DeGood has the 5th spot. John Morano, though, your quickest car. A 16:61. Not a good heat race for him, Zach. Now just looking to learn the car, get a feel of how things are going to be on the slick track of Eldora when we get set for feature time tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked to John plenty of times, and that's Anthony's dad, and it's safe to say the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. John's very smart, knowledgeable. He knows, he was newer to the league. He didn't want to get in over his head, and he races real smart, and the guy has learned a lot fast, and he's really been picking it up.
Coming to 1 lap to go. here at Eldora. Logan Wentz with a 1 second lead on Kurt Schatzer. Everyone far apart from each other. So it looks like nobody is going to change positions. Here comes Logan Wentz off for turn 4 to the checkers as he wins the B main. Now will look to make a charge towards the title here this evening. Schatzer second, Butterfield third, Morano fourth, DeGood fifth, Schaefer sixth, Alvey seventh, Vecchio in eighth, Randall Dixon finishing in ninth. All right, warm-up time here. We're going to step aside here. Feature time coming up next to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing Network, guys. We are working on warm-ups. Isaac Salas, the quickest right now. Who's excited for next week? With week 13 coming up, Zach, with this new update. I'm excited for it. We've got, for us, we're excited for micro sprints, Millbridge, SRX, and I think my favorite part that I'm looking forward to, we've got iRain coming to iRacing. I am ready to update that graphics card just in case. I've got some investments set. We will have to see if with the rain my graphics card can handle it, or if it's going to be like, 10 frames a second, where you may need a new NVIDIA RTX or something like that. So. Yeah. What graphics card do I get? Do I get the 5070, whatever it is, the 6070? I don't know, or maybe a Super. So, alrighty, ready to go for feature time. Let's meet the field. Here's your RSN Trackside starting lineup. On the pole, let's slide job. Isaac Salas in the 5, and next to him, it's Trevor Giroux in car number 075. Row number 2, Anthony Morano, he's in the 32, and Kelly Wheeler in car number 110. Row 3, Randy Shreves, he's in the number 56. Next to him, it's Sam Bachman in the number 107. Row 4, Scott Rayome in the 444, and Alex Pomelo in the 397. Rounding out the top 10, Brian Dickens, he's in the 122, next to Trent Verstraeten in the 88. Row 6, Dan McLaren in the 88 as well. Gavin Chatham's next to him in the 99. Row 7, Dean Reynolds in the 79, next to the Brewer to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513. Row 8, Butch Baker in the 97, and Michael Vitale in the 213. Final third of cars, Logan Wentz, Kurt Schatzer, Jason Butterfield, John Morano, Bob DeGood, Matt Schaefer, Chris Alvey, and Michael Vecchio. All right, we're moments away from getting this going. Gotta watch out for Isaac Salas and Anthony Morano. 3 points with the drops. Separate them with a chance of the championship. Morano's worst finish on the year is inside the top 10, so he's got the slight advantage between him and Isaac Salas at the moment. As for the better IL, it's also Anthony Morano. But Butch Baker, Travis Giroux, Sam Bachman, Logan Wentz could be a spoiler possibly. We are set to go for the Lucy Olsen Green. First feature of the evening, 358. 6 men with a chance of the championship. It's time to get it on. Run for the lead by Anthony Morano, and we got the big pile up in turns 3 and 4, half a dozen at least. Gavin Chatham, Trent Verstraeten, Michael Vitale, John Morano, Matt Schaefer, Dean Reynolds, Jeff Barker, all involved in this mess. None of our championship drivers, I believe, were in it. So let's take a look at what happened. We're going to show you Chatham in the number 99. Yeah. Verstraeten just got squeezed up into Chatham. Reynolds goes around. That looks like a typical Super Dirt Week big one with one driver losing a wheel. Take you for a ride on board for Verstraeten. Trying to thread the needle between Dickens. They were 4 wide off for 2 and nearly 5 wide at one point. Let's take a ride on board with McLaren anyway. We're going to have to rewind it a little bit. Got to take this from the gearbox cam. Yeah, McLaren was able to dodge that bullet. Same with Butch Baker. So, a couple of you guys watching the chat. Joe Canellis tuned in, and same with the Goose, Chad Cote. Thanks for joining us this evening as we are set to come back to green. Only one circuit complete. Isaac Salas and Trevor Giroux, pair of Venom racing cars, ready to bring us back to green. See if Salas is able to hold serve off at turn number 2, and he does. And Anthony Morano moves up to the second position. Trevor Giroux in third, nearly 3 wide for 4th or 5th. Kelly Wheeler in that 4th position. Now a run for Giroux, but he washes up the hill. 3 wide once again. Here's Zach Randy Shreves. This time's in the middle. Pablo up top and Rayome down on the bottom. But it's the cushion paying off for now. Sam Bachman's up to 4th. Oh! He caught the wall pretty good. And lost. He lost about 3 spots. Now trying to look downstairs on Pablo, and they nearly touch. The 007 had to back off of it, but we've got a challenge for the lead, and we could be for the championship. Anthony Morano underneath on Isaac Salas. He set the quickest lap of the race last time by. Yellow is out. Chris Alvey has crashed. Take a look at what happened. Right in the back of the pack. Not sure if he was involved in our first yell. He just caught the wall all by himself, then catches for a straight and head on into the outside wall. A great camera shot. I will give you an onboard with him. So Salas got a big challenge there from Morano. There's Zach. I think Morano could take the championship here. As if he beats Salas, I believe he takes the championship without a question. I think you're correct. I'm going to double check here. Nope, that's standings while we are approaching one lap to the green. If Roger Craig is watching, I think he can confirm it for us. Yeah, the only bonus points I have are you complete 75% of the race, you're a hard charger, and finish with 0 incidents. I believe that could be the case. Anyway, we're back to green. 6 laps are in the books. Salas with a slide job. Now that Morano was to his outside, that could help out Trevor Giroux. But does he want to go for the lead on his teammate who's in the hunt for the championship? Salas hangs on for now, but Morano with a good run under turn 1 on the cushion. And again, as we mentioned, that's where you want to be. First 3 on the top shelf. Salas, Morano, and Alex Pomelo in the 397. Now Salas cuts down low. He's trying to hang on to it for right now, Zach. Oh, Pomelo caught the wall pretty good. Some contact further back between Shreves and Wheeler, and that helps out Sam Bachman move his way back up into the 4th spot. Giroux by himself on the bottom. Is he maybe trying to save tires here? He needs to hope for a Salas Morano accident, because right now with the drops, Giroux is 13 points behind. We've completed 11 laps here so far. I want to take a look and see if we have it. Our lap time average. Who's the better car? Is it Salas or Morano? It's just about dead even with Salas with the sleight of hand. But Sam Bachman appears to be the better driver right now. And both of them, everybody faster than last time by. There's Zach. Oh, we got contact for 3rd. And the wall is Giroux. Muscled his way back by Sam Bachman for him to get on the podium. And now here comes the 397 of Pomelo with an opportunity. Matt Schaefer, Jeff Barker have crashed under the yellow. I also have Alvey involved too. Take a look at what brought the caution. Watch Schaefer and Barker racing for a position. Big battle for position. Look at that long line of drivers on the outside, and it just led to a stack up for straight and got into Schaefer. Right on board with Jeff Barker, who was behind all of this as an innocent bystander. He tried everything to look down low. There was nothing he could have done. And Zachy was nearly hooked there too. Now, You also have access to the adminning too, correct? So you can see who's got what for accident points? Oh, no worries. You don't have to do that. You can watch next time. I didn't know if you had race control admin abilities, so you could check the incident points, because that is a key. Keep in mind, each incident point is a loss of a point. So Patrick did confirm to us that it is qualifying as well for the top 5. So that puts the advantage coming on into tonight then at 5 points. Single file restart as we're back to green. Not sure why this is single file, but we're back on it. And Solace. Caution. I'm not sure what this yellow is for, but Schaefer was extremely sideways. Don't know if there was a mess up in the lanes or what was going on. Oh, yep, you see it there on board. I think, is that Logan Wentz? I think that was. Let's try and pull up Wentz here and show you what may have happened. That's Dino behind him and Butterfield in front. Oh no, a car was sideways. There was Wheeler, all 4 wheels off the ground. I was able to keep it straight, but that left front wheel is gone. So then we gotta watch Kelly again and how he went around. I believe he was running just outside the top 10. And just got in the back of Rayome. Alright, so it is a single file restart. 3 double file restarts, and then it's single on Thursday nights, in case you're wondering. Thank you, Patrick Spangler, for the confirmation. Back to green, and Bachman with a horrible restart. Giroux underneath for third. That's a big teammate advantage there if you're out of the Venom Racing camp. Morano underneath. Can't get it working just yet. Biggest move of the race so far as we are past the halfway point. Butch Baker up 7 spots. Same with Bob DeGood, and DeGood nearly went up 8. Nice run for Butchie as he is started 15th and now in 8th underneath on McLaren. Cautions on the track. Jason Butterfield of the 93. And that car may be done for the day, and it is. Gonna get ready for the big block portion of the event. Alvey caught the wall. Then it's either the top 5s or the IL. I can't remember. I'll have to look at the rule book again. But yeah, something broke on the throttle of Butterfield. And ended his chances tonight. All point ties in the top 5 will be decided by lowest IL first. And right now the advantage coming in was actually, I lied actually, I thought Morano was at an 088. He's at an 098. Salas is at an 090. And both of them with 0x so far tonight. Lights are off, going green next time by. Now watch Bachman closely. Going to try and follow Morano as much as he can. If Morano takes the lead, expect Bachman to race Salas as hard as possible. Here we go. Salas able to hold serve. Field makes the way off at 2. First driver to the inside is Giroux. He's trying for 4th on Pomelo, not working. Morano takes a peek, but won't be able to pull up to the door of Salas as Slide Job hangs on for now. We're coming to 10 to go next time by, Zach. Ten laps to go. Gonna pull up once again to lap time. Your top 3 drivers virtually identical per the 5-lap average. 9 to go. Who is this going to be for the championship? Salas or Morano? Or if they both have issues, could it be Baker or Giroux? They are racing for 7th. Keep that in mind. Just points apart from each other coming on into tonight. Caution is out again. And everybody wanted up further back. Believe it may have been Alvi and Vecchio. Maybe even Gavin Chatham. Don't quote me on that. Let's check and see here what the cause. And it was for Michael Vecchio turned around. And Kelly Wheeler gets a part of that too. But it was a 360 for Vecchio. So I'm going to keep going. But I believe because he was involved in the accident, he will have to go to the back of the field. Anthony Morano running out of time to try and defend his 358 championship. He has 3 championships in the Coast to Coast Racing League. Isaac Salas also with 4 championships. Small block champion in the spring of 2022 and 2023. Here we go. It's crunch time. With 7 laps to go in the 358 feature. Different lines by both Salas and Morano. Low line not working out just yet. Morano had to have cleared Salas if he wanted any sort of chance at it. But Salas nearly clips the wall, Zach. Your top 2 in the championship. Battling for the win with 6 laps remaining. Oh! Salas just about kissed the wall with a quarter panel. Morano trying everything. He may have to throw the kitchen sink if he stays on the rear end of the 5. They both run the same lines. Morano looking for that higher exit. Can he close it? He can. 4 laps to go. Morano looks for the run underneath. And Salas is in the wall. Anthony Morano takes the lead. Salas with a crisscross. They're still door-to-door off at turn number 4. Morano with the lead. New race leader with 3 to go. Salas with a slide job on the 32. Crisscross by Morano. And the full throttle ride clears. Salas tries to counter it back once again. 2 laps remaining and it's coming down the wire and now they touch again. Heck of a slide job. Coming off at turn number 4. One lap to decide the champion. Anthony Morano or Isaac Salas, who looks underneath for the slide job and takes the lead off at 2. Morano counters it back. He's got the advantage. He shuts the door. Salas, one final run. Who's the champion? I don't know, but Morano has the win. If Salas got 2x from hitting the wall earlier, then Anthony Morano just pulled off the heist of the season. Unbelievable. Gonna get everything here loaded up. And I think I had some technical difficulties on the Discord audio and hearing Zach, unfortunately. So that's, in case you're wondering why we couldn't hear him, that may have been the reason why. So apologies for that. All right. Say something real quick, Zach.
Say something real quick, Zach.
Gotcha. What'd you think? Say what you were saying once again.
I mean, that was an amazing race. What more can we ask for to open up Thursday Night Thunder? I mean, it's so close that it might come down to incident points, and we don't know who won the championship.
Believe it is official. Nope, not yet. I don't believe we have a title yet. Patrick's still updating it. As our top 3 load in, here are your results. Morano taking the win with that lead change over Salas in the final laps. Bachman 3rd, Sharif's, 4th. Pomelo 5th, McLaren 6th, Giroux 7th, Brian Dickens 8th, Kurt Schatzer 9th, Butch Baker rounds out the top 10. Still waiting for final word. Nothing official yet. We know Morano's the winner. We know Salas is second. Did the pole position, did the quick time from Salas in time trials help him win the title? Or did a possible 2x cost him from a chance? Our top 3 are loaded up. I believe Patrick is talking to the top 3 right now. Coming on in, if you did include the drop, Morano with a 6-point lead. But if you did include both drops coming on in, it was Salas by 3 points. I think, Zach, it is Salas, but don't quote me on it.
It's updated on the website, and it looks tied, 547, and Isaac has the least amount of incident points.
I have 552 to 547. Isaac Salas is your champion. It came down to the thinnest of all margins at the end. Congratulations to the driver of the Venom Racing number 5. That is his 4th championship overall in coast-to-coast competition. And I believe his 3rd 358 championship.
You said he won by 2 points, Marty?
By 5.
Oh, okay, by 5. All right.
By 5 if you include the drop. So they had to drop the second race. And so Isaac Salas gets it done. We're going to begin and talk with our 3rd place finisher, if we can get the mouse to work here, in Sam Bachman. Zach, I'll let you begin here. You can talk with Sam.
Hey, Sam, Zach in the booth, man. You got a copy?
I got you.
Well, heck of a race, man. You seem to navigate your way up there pretty well, but all the cautions had to be a little frustrating. It seemed like they would always break your runs there.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get racing and watch Anthony and Isaac kind of settle who was going to be championship. But obviously those cautions were kind of killer. but ended up being a really good race. Those last few laps, watching those guys battle for it, that was pretty exciting, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a good drive for you in third there, and I've honestly got to applaud you because I'm not sure if you know or not, but Anthony ended up losing by 5 points, so that's a classy drive by you. You could have went in there and thrown an elbow to Isaac and took second away and cost him a championship. So it says a lot about you and your class out there. But congratulations on your third place, and you got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, all the boys over at FTM, Gunner at Swan Speed Shop, Dino at Super Dirt Car Series, X for Installation, you guys for doing the broadcasting, and Coast Coast for throwing on the league.
Well, once again, Sam, congrats on your third place finish, and hopefully we have you back next season, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Sam Bachman, our third place finisher. We're going to go right to our winner in Anthony Morano. Anthony, first off, congratulations on the win. I do need to begin with the championship chase. Did you feel like you had done enough? I mean, obviously you won this race. Did you feel like you were the champion when you came across the line?
I knew when we were done qualifying now, Isaac got those 2 points more than I did there, and I was like, that's pretty much going to make it extremely difficult, especially if he gets through his heat race good, and then we both started up there in the top three. I was like, ugh, man, that's going to make it even tougher, and then I had to do what I had to do and try at least beat him on the track and let bonus points and anything else fall where it may. Then on the last lap there, I saw Isaac clip the outside wall. I was like, man, as much as I'd want the championship, I'd hate it to be over him tagging the wall and getting a 2x for it. But hats off to him, man. He ran a great season. That was one of the most fun races I've been in a long time.
That absolutely was.
When you can throw sliders at someone, you can trust them enough not to get into you, and they trust you not to get into them. I mean, that's what makes it the most fun, something like that.
Absolutely. Walk me through that race in the final few laps. Were you just being patient on him, or was he going a little bit too high, or what was it from your perspective?
I think he changed his entry into 3 at one point, and I got a really good run. I stayed up on the cushion instead of running the slider, and I just nailed the cushion coming around. Got a real good run coming out on. I was like, well, it's now or never. So went into 1 through a slider, and was looking up in my mirror as I was coming across, make sure I had him clear, and saw him coming back underneath me, and it was just every corner slide job back and forth, and seeing what would happen at the end, just a chess match.
Absolutely, for sure. Who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, all my teammates at FTM. Sam was letting me know when Isaac was coming on the sliders there. He finished third, had a good run. Everyone at FTM. Dean over at, Dean at Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim, MDI TV. You guys for doing the broadcast, and everyone at Coast to Coast.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Congratulations on the win, and best of luck in the big block race coming up.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
Anthony Morano, your winner. Now we move over to your champion. Isaac Salas, man, how does that feel?
Dude, that was the most tense I've ever been in a championship fight, I can tell you that.
Did you feel like going across the finish line that you were the champ, or did you feel like you'd have to wait?
No, I thought I lost it by like 1, to be honest with you, with that finish.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be close, especially from the moments there you hit the wall. But walk us through your race, though, as a whole tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the top was crazy fast for a good majority of that feature. I could hear him, get up to my my left rear quite a few times going through 3 and 4, so it kind of sketched me out, and it kind of almost put me in a way of wanting to go down to that line, but I knew that if I went down, he was going to swap, and when I finally hit this, I hit like a bump or something going into 3, right along the wall, and it scared the crap out of me because I didn't want to wreck off me climbing the fence. So I basically went down to make sure I didn't crash out, and he must have ripped the top. And and he got right up to me and passed me. And then it was from there on, it was just a slider battle, trying to get back in front of him, surprise him. But I bet you Sam and all them were probably helping him out, being how good they are too. So it was a lot of fun, man. It was tense, to say the least.
How are you gonna enjoy this one tonight?
Oh, dude, I'm already enjoying it, man. I'm on my second beer. I'm so freaking stressed out.
It'll be your third coming up next, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think big blocks I got wrapped up, late models I got wrapped up. So
Who do you want to give
just-
shout-outs to? Sorry, man.
yeah, no, you're good, man. Just big shout out to those guys over at Venom Racing. It's been a fun season, man. I know that Trevor finished like 4th in the points and Butchie finished 5th, so it's good to see those guys have a good season as well. Dean of Super Dirt Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, Got Your 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside with you, sir. I think it's the koozie, honestly. Ever since I got this RSN Trackside koozie, I've started winning a lot. So thank you for that. Mission 22, my Gramps with Top Notch Trucking. Thanks for sponsoring the division too, Gramps. So that's pretty sweet. Thank you guys for the awesome broadcast. I know it's always fun, and I'm excited that it was you and Zach tonight. And then yeah, thanks to my friends. I know Cody's watching. I know my girlfriend Kelsey's watching. Yeah, so friends, family.
Alrighty, congratulations and best luck at the big block race. You're our champion once again, the 358s. So Isaac Salas getting it done, and we are going to step aside and go to break. When we come back, it's big block time. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
hiatus, so let's get right when we were talking about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
Welcome back to the Coast to Coast Racing League. We are getting set to go for the top-notch trucking big blocks here this evening. Marty Scala alongside Zach Chapman. So, Zach, we know the championship is already wrapped up. Isaac Salas has pretty much clinched it, but one race to go. Everybody's still looking for that win out there.
Yeah, everybody wants to steal a win from Isaac. Isaac's won 6 of the 9 races so far. That's quite the phenomenal stat. Guys are definitely looking to gnaw away at that, but Isaac's going to want to go for 7 to cap off the championship, that's for sure. I think Isaac pretty much has the late models wrapped up as well, barring a big incident for him. So it's looking to be a heck of a Thursday night for Isaac so far.
I believe so as well. So qualifying is wrapped up. Gavin Chatham, your quickest, at a 16:36. And we are ready to go for heat race number 1 in our first heat race of the night, brought to you by Flatline Racing Bodies. On the pole, Mark Gilbert in the number 017. Next to him is Michael Vitale in the 213. Row number 2, it's your champ, Isaac Salas in the 5, next to Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, it's Bob DeGood in car number 7, next to Dino. Dean Reynolds is in the 79. And in row 4, John Morano, who is in the 33, and Michael Vecchio in the 007. Who are you watching out for closely here? I mean, this is a stacked heat. You got Gilbert, Vitale, Salas, Reynolds, Chatham. Who are you watching out for?
I mean, you always got to watch out for the 5, but I think Vitale could surprise some people here with that outside spot. These big blocks like to get wound up, but not the best start for him. I may have jinxed him, Marty.
Green flag is out for Heat 1. Winner starts on pole this evening as Gilbert comes out swinging with the early lead. Gavin Chatham around the outside. He's 3 wide for the 3rd position. Can he take it off for 4? Yes, he can, as Dino got loose off the corner. I believe everybody makes the show, correct, Zach?
Yeah, I believe so, looking at the grid here, but I'll double check. Those guys up front, though, they better... Isaac got the memo. He took the top away from Gavin because, boy, he was making it work.
On board with the number 5 as he closes in on Gilbert. That 017 was the quickest driver at a 16:76 last time by. The Venom guys have found something on the bottom, but when we get to the feature, they're going to have to switch up to the top shelf.
And yeah, we're doing 3 heats, 8 apiece, so we've got the right amount. No consi in this race tonight.
Nice race for third 2 between Chatham and Vitale, the 99, all over the doorstep of Isaac Salas as we've completed 4 laps, 2 to go in our first heat. Winner on pole tonight. Quickest driver is Chatham at a 16:55, Zach.
Yeah, I see Isaac turned it on now. I almost wondered if he was protecting for his teammate. Maybe just okay with riding with the way he has the championship locked up. But now Gavin is all over that rear end of the 5 car. He had to step on it and go by.
Well, Chatham just took the 2nd spot. Can he get back on the gas first? Or does Salas take it? The latter happens. Salas is on pole tonight with the quickest lap at a 16:4. Chatham, Gilbert, Vitale, your top 4. Then it's Reynolds, Vecchio, Morano, and DeGood. Now moving on to heat race number 2, which is brought to you by Full Throttle Motorsports. Here's your starting lineup as it's Logan Wentz on pole position in the 118, next to Randy Shreves, who's in car 56. Row number 2, Anthony Morano in the 32, next to Trevor Giroux in the 075. Dan McLaren inside of row number 3, next to Kelly Wheeler in the 110. Final row has, Harold Klump, who is in the 76. And Tim, correct me if I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, but I believe it's Gerdeman, if not Jerdeman.
I'd go with the first one.
I would say the first one, too. So, again, let us know who you're rooting for. A lot of Salas fans celebrating the championship. Showtime's excited. Same with Mark and Kelsey.
We're just going to have to call him the G-Man, Marty.
The G-Man? Yeah. I like it. As Heat 2 is underway. Good jump by Wentz. They were nearly 4 wide for the top spot. 3 wide, though, for the lead. Shreve's trying to find a way to thread the needle. And now it's 3 wide for second. Morano's got the edge, followed by Shreves and Giroux. Everyone nearly got together there.
Yeah, Trevor tapped the wall a little bit, but did a great job of lifting out. And look, he only lost 1 position, and he's coming back for second right now. So smart move by Trevor. Live to fight another day.
That's Wentz currently with that top spot. Runner and Giroux side by side for second, on board with Randy Shreves as he follows the FTM ride. Giroux catches the safer barrier, may lose some time. Logan Wentz, quickest car out there. Actually, as I say that, Morano checked off a best lap of 16.7 even. 2 to go this time, Zach. What's it going to take for Morano to get past Logan Wentz?
Going to have to throw a big slider, and he had some practice here with Isaac, but he's got to do what he did to Isaac. He's got to run up against the wall here in 3 and 4 and really get momentum and throw that slider in turn 1.
Remember the
I don't know if he's going to be close enough.
Remember the lot more power with the big block. You got to be careful with the gas. Morano sends it in for the race lead. Who's going to start on the front row next to Salas this evening? It seems likely it's going to be Logan Wentz. Morano trying to throw the Hail Mary. It's not going to work. Logan Wentz wins heat race number 2. Who's going to get third at the line? Meanwhile, I think it was McLaren as he was tapping the wall. Giroux fourth. Then it's Shreves, Wheeler, Klump, and the G-Man and Gerdeman. One more heat race left to go, brought to you by Glenridge.
Oh my God, McLaren by 1/1000th of a second. Sorry.
Really?
He finished 1.062 behind. Trevor Giroux was 1.063.
Wow. That was a fun one. Heat 3 brought to you by The Ridge at Glenridge Motorsports Park. Scott Rayholm starts on pole position next to Sam Bachman in the 107. Row number 2, it's Butters, Jason Butterfield, the 93, next to the 513 of the Brew to Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 3, Alex Pablo in the 397, next to Matt Schaefer in the 833. Rounding out the field, Randall Dixon in the 011, and Chris Alvey in the 96. No call for Alvey on the grid, so either he's going to start from the rear of the feature or decide, you know what, I'm just going to focus on the late model. Heat 3 is green. Rayholm really goes up the hill. That could cost him. Butterfield looks for the race lead. As they were side by side down the back, close quarters racing as well between Bachman and Pamelo. Nearly 3 abreast coming to the line as Schaefer goes up the racetrack, but we're focused on the race for third here. This is tight, Zach.
Yeah, 3 wide, and nobody wants to run the real top or the real bottom either. You kind of forced to there, but everybody wants that middle lane, so they're all fighting for the same ground.
Oh my goodness, we're 4 wide off for turn 4. Last time that happened, it ended out poorly. But this time, everybody gets through clean. Nearly 4 wide again. Oh my, Schaefer puts the bumper on Randall Dixon. And with all that behind, we've got a good race for the lead between Butterfield and Rayholm, Zach.
Yeah, that's it. You know, it almost, they're not in the same spots, but it almost looks like they're gridding for the start of the race here. They were that close, so double file the whole way through. This is some great racing. Scott really needs to keep this car straight. If he gets a little sideways off the 2, it really hurts his momentum, and then he has to go the long way around 3 and 4, but does a good job of keeping it straight, and this is where you'll see it pay off. Going to lead at the line.
Sam Bachman was the quickest driver on track, but then he caught the wall. Rayholm and Butterfield still side by side off for turn 2. Rayholm, though, I think he was able to clear, but Butterfield's got one last shot off for turn 4. Door to door, coming to the line, give it to Rayholm. Butterfield, Bachman, Dixon, Pablo, Schaefer, and Barker. Now it is warm-up time, and we'll take a break here, too. Step aside on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Just wrapping up here with warm-ups. About a minute left, and it's Isaac Salas currently the quickest at 16:46. Zach, I know we've been talking about week 13. You talked about the rain, how excited you are, and for those that didn't hear, that's the one he's excited for the most and is hoping that his graphics card is good enough to run.
Oh, 3060, Marty, pray for me. It's old, so...
2070 Super.
Oh, that's what you have right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to.
I might have to, yeah, that's for sure. So, we'll see. But how about as well the micro sprint coming to iRacing? That is going to be fun to race. I'm looking forward to that a lot.
You know, I hope it is fun to race because growing up as a kid, I raced 4-cylinder and 6-cylinder ovals for a couple years, starting at 12, and it was always frustrating to drive after a micro race. You know, you could sit on the grid sometimes for 45 minutes with the way those things would wreck when you had like 20 to 30 kids out there at once. So they were always frustrating to watch in real life at my local track, but I hope it's a different experience on this game.
Absolutely. Well, we're ready to meet the field for our 30-lap feature. Here's your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Isaac Salas of the 5 next to Logan Wentz of the 118. Row number 2, Scott Rayome in the 444 and Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row 3, Anthony Morano in the 32 and Butters Jason Butterfield in the 93. Row 4, Mark Gilbert in the 017 and Dan McLaren in the 88. Rounding out the top 10, it's Sam Bachman in the 107 and Michael Vitale in the 213. Row number 6, Trevor Giroux, the Flyer in the 075, and Randall Dixon in the 011. Row 7, it's Dean Reynolds in the 79, next to Randy Shreves in the 56. Row 8, Alex Pomelo in the 397, and Michael Vecchio, James Bond in the 007. Your final third of the field looks like this. Kelly Wheeler inside of row 9, next to Matt Schaefer in the 833. Rounding out the top 20, John Morano in the 33, next to Harold Klump in the 73. Row 11, the Brew to Beast, Jeff Barker in the 513 and Bob DeGood in the 7. Rounding out the field, Tim Gerdeman in the 63 and Chris Salvi in the 96. No calls from either DeGood nor Alvy DeGrid. We got no championship on the line here, Zach, so who's your pick to win?
Well, I was trying to think of next season. They're going to have to rename Thursday night after Isaac somehow since he won all these championships. But he's got to be the guy to win. But you know, I'm going to go for an underdog here. Not that I'm rooting against you, Isaac, but you know, to win maybe I am a little bit, so you don't steal the whole show tonight. I'm going to root for Gavin in this one. He was really quick there in the heat race, and he's really good at running up against that wall. I think Gavin Chatham's going to win tonight.
I think Logan Wentz could pull something off. He had a rough 358 feature. I think he's going to rebound with a good big block feature. But we're ready to go for the Lucy Olson start. 30 laps with the big blocks around the Big E. Steve King Foundation pace car on pit road. Salas and Wentz set to bring us to green. It's time to get it on. Four wide off for turn 2 for a moment. Logan Wentz, though, with the advantage, or does he? Gavin Chatham off of turn number 4 may lead the opening circuit, which he does, but it's a smorgasbord mid-pack. This is tight racing here, Zach.
Yeah, 3 and 4 wide all over. They half wrecked in turn 1 on the first lap, but the drivers were able to get it together, so they're a little spaced out from the middle on back. But I imagine we'll have a caution or 2 tonight here, Marty.
John Morano who crashed everybody's all good though. Logan Wentz, quickest driver on track at a 1685. Railno up in the wall and he hooks Jason Butterfield who goes around. And you called it there. Our first caution is out and we're wadding them up in turn 3.
Yeah, it's just driver instinct to want to get as much as you can when everybody's close. And you almost expect it on the first lap here, first couple laps here at Eldora when they're running 3 and 4 wide.
Harold Klump, Randall Dixon, Scott Rayome, Michael Vecchio, Randy Shreves. I believe that's all the drivers that were involved. So we'll take a look here from another angle and show you what happened. You see right here Rayome rides the wall in 2 and nowhere to go with Butterfield and sends him around. And pardon me, a stack up with Randy Shreves and company. A lot of cars to ride on board here with. Let's go to Butterfield first. Harold Klump. We won to green yet, Zach?
Just got the 1 to green. Isaac chose the bottom.
One final on board here. We got to show you Randy Shreves, and that car went completely off the ground. Watch this. Boom. Big leck. Took to Jason Butterfield. So as we said, we're coming back to green. 3 laps complete. Salas selects the inside. Here we go.
Good jump for Isaac. Timed that right when the pace car went on pit road.
Logan Wentz caught sleeping. This allows Gavin Chapman to move to second, or does it? Because here comes Anthony Morano on the top shelf. I got the door slammed on it by Gavin Chatham, and one up in the wall. That was Bachman in the 107 who's hanging on for right now. Chatham around the outside, looks for second. Watts caught the inside wall, though. Nearly lost the left front completely. That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, lucky that thing's still going. These front ends are a lot more sensitive after the update. Surprised that didn't break the left front. Lucky for him, he's able to keep on going.
Have to watch that really closely. Higher entry into turn 1 while still trying to keep that car as low as possible. I think Morano may have just tapped the wall off of turn 2. Not too sure there, though. Mark Gilbert, meanwhile, round out the top 5. 3 wide off of 4. That's Dan McLaren in the Venom 88 and 6th spot. Vitali and Giroux right behind. Here comes as well Dean Reynolds in 9th in the middle, 3 wide.
Yeah, Dean and Dan were both fast at the end of the 358 race. And, you know, yes, this car has more power, but this is one of those tracks that it's either you understand the line or you don't, and you're willing to run right up against the wall or you won't. And both those guys are willing to do that. So you're going to see them charge through this feature the lap for a while.
Wentz up on the wall once again. That allows Mark Gilbert to take the number 17 up to 4th position. Meanwhile, Salas' lead has been trimmed down by Gavin Chatham. The 99 looks downstairs. I think Salas caught the wall off for turn 2. Chatham with a run.
Yeah, I think Gavin just did it at the wrong time. Gavin didn't get a big run out of 2 himself, and that almost opened up the door for Morano to go high on him, and now he's got somebody breathing down his neck for second.
Morano trying everything to grab that race lead as you look at the 5-lap average. Better cars are both Chatham, Morano, though, better than the 2 drivers in front of him. They're still door-to-door to 1 with Salas with the advantage. Chatham better by 300s last time by. Big head of steam off for 2, though.
Yeah, Gavin is not giving up down there, but I think he's going to lose second here in the scheme of things.
That was tight. I don't know with my eyes. But Morano, meanwhile, moves up to second. Make sure he can secure it. And he's on that tail tank of Salas. And let the rivalry, not a rivalry, but let the rematch commence. Gilbert for third.
As boring as it is, Morano's almost got to do what he did to Isaac before. Yeah, show him that middle line. Show him how fast it is on there. And then when he can get Isaac to move down, that's when he really has to throw it in there to 3 and 4 so he can go for a crossover and throw that slide job into 1 and 2.
And look
that's
at
pretty much his only move.
And look at Mark Gilbert trying to join in on the dance party. Underneath on Chatham, but he can't throw the slide job as they were still door-to-door off for 4.
Yeah, and Gavin's close enough to Anthony that he's doing a good job of. That puts Mark in a heck of a spot to throw a slider in that tight little window, so not really much Mark can do. Caution out.
Randy Shreves of the 56 ending a great run to get things started after our first yellow on lap 3. Replay of what happened to number 56. And just got sent in there by Schaefer. That was the race for, I believe, the 12th position. On board with Randy. Yeah, looking at that replay, I think Shreves may have come down and Schaefer may have come up. I don't know, though.
They may have both agreed they wanted to break it halfway.
So while we were at it and looking at this field, biggest mover in the race as things stand. How about this guy up 5 spots in 6? Trevor Giroux has been closing in pretty good. Actually, as I say that, it is not him anymore because of the spin with Randy Shreves. It's Harold Klump now in the 76, up 7 spots after starting 20th. But you can also say Giroux is on the charge.
I'm rooting for the G-Man to keep on going up. He's up 6 spots as well, so hopefully he can keep plugging his way through the field. He's my new personal root for guy. I like his last name.
Isaac Salas this time selects the top. Him and Anthony Morano share row 1. Mark Gilbert, Gavin Chatham, row 2. Dan McLaren, Logan Wentz, row 3. Sam Bachman, Trevor Giroux, row 4. Dean Reynolds and Mike Vitale round out the top 10. Here we go back to green halfway home. Look at Gilbert with a good runoff for turn number 2. Can he get third from Gavin Chatham? He's going for second on Morano. Venom Drivers trying to be 1-2. What a great jump from Mark Gilbert. Using Isaac Salas to help him out time the restart. Morano, though, got second at the line.
Yeah, but I don't know if he's going to be able to hold it off here. He may, because Mark he's kind of doing what I said earlier, not really running the top. He's not committing to it. He's running in the slider line, so he doesn't get the drive off that Isaac gets, and you're seeing Isaac pull away.
That was really tight for second. I think Gilbert may have gotten him there. And he clears Morano. Great run by Gilbert so far. He started 7th in this feature. And this will help out Isaac Salas pull away for sure. Oh, but a bad exit for Gilbert. Got way too high. Morano takes second, and he's going after Salas. Slide job for the lead. Oh, no!
Oh, man.
Caution waves at the worst possible time. We've got 4 around at least. You got Schaefer, Vecchio, Barker, Shreves, and Gerdeman all involved, but not a good time for sure if you're Anthony Morano. Here's a look at what happened. Ooh. Came up on Dean Reynolds, and Schaefer was sideways, and had stacked the field up. 2 cars in the air. Shreves nearly goes over. Go on board Vecchio. Nowhere to go after he was committed on the outside, and he nearly went over too. All right, that was a wild sequence of events there.
Yeah, I mean, we noticeably saw Mark Gilbert get in the wall. He was the violent one, but I went back and looked at it, Marty. Isaac also got in the wall.
Yep.
And that was how Anthony was able to throw that slider. So you talk about an early Christmas present for those Venom boys. That was a lifesaver.
So Salas keeps the lead. Gilbert gets a Christmas, the biggest break of anyone. He goes back to the 2nd position. Morano, little coal in his stocking, back down to 3rd.
Yeah, hopefully Gilbert's handle's okay because, like I say, you know, Isaac's wasn't that bad, but Gilbert got in the wall pretty good. Good enough that he hiked up on that right front, so hopefully it still handles for him here as they're off.
Single file restarts rest of the way as we're back to green. Morano, big run off for 2. Oh, that is tight. Morano all over that Nerf bar of the 17. And Gilbert hangs on to 2nd for now, but watch out, 10 laps to go. We haven't even been like 3 laps into this run. There's lap traffic. Salas is approaching, Zach.
Yeah, I think that's somebody that had to tow and was able to get out of the pits just in time to not go a lap down. They're hoping for another caution quick.
Oh, look at this. Dan McLaren, where did he come from? Looking to put Venom on the podium in 3rd and sweep it, but Morano and McLaren touch big time. Morano's not going to like that, that's for sure. Not even going to like a McLaren slider as McLaren crisscrosses.
Pretty late slider from the 88, but maybe the 32 could have backed out. But yeah, you saw the short slider there. He was definitely feeding him back.
Just slotted right there in line, and now they are wheel to wheel into 3. Morano with the edge on McLaren. Does he slide up again? This time he does, and has the gap and nearly clips the wall. Morano says thank you very much. And maybe the same for Bachman too, coming to 6 to go. Oh, McLaren catches the wall. That's not going to be good. And hits the 7 of Bachman. Meanwhile, we got to focus on the lead here. Zach, Mark Gilbert is all over Isaac Salas.
Yeah, he is. Maybe I should have bit my tongue earlier. Maybe he was running the middle just to save a little bit of tire so he could go up there and really grip it at the end, because he's found something on the exit of some of these corners.
Everyone all single file on the high side. Morano sending it in deep. He's driving it in deep. 4 to go, but time is running out to get past a pair of Venom drivers.
Yeah, and that 5 car is one of the smartest drivers we have. Don't think he may not be looking in that mirror. He may be trying to keep that gap what it is so Anthony can't throw a slider like this and fit it up in there, but he's going to try. Nope.
He can't fit it. Maybe he sends it in here, and he's got the room to do it. Morano, does he have second of the line? I don't think so. He needs a caution, though, now. Morano clears.
One more lap to go hunting, Marty.
He could have a chance at it. We're on the final lap, and he's got a better car than Salas in the last 5 laps. It's down to a car length and a half off for turn number 2. Salas plays defense. The Super Dirt Car Series. Number 5 is the big block winner and the champion. Morano 2nd, Gilbert 3rd, McLaren 4th, and Bachman 5th. That lap, by the way, for Salas was the quickest lap at a 16:72.
The kid turns it on when it matters. Imagine if you had your starting shortstop batting 7 for 10, Marty. What he did this season is incredible.
Incredible year for Isaac Salas in the big block. That's been his baby all season long. McLaren coming in to spoil the party. Same with Dean. They're actually rolling up the ramp into victory lane. Just having some fun. So Salas is the winner and the champ. Morano 2nd, Gilbert 3rd, McLaren 4th, Bachman 5th, Giroux 6th, Chatham 7th, Vitale 8th, Rayom 9th, and Reynolds 10th. And we can begin with the proceedings here, and we'll begin with Mark Gilbert, your 3rd place finisher. Mark, great to see you up there on the podium. Walk us through those final few laps. Was it just Morano a completely better car than you and just close it in late at the right time?
Hey Marty, yeah, definitely. I don't think I was faster than Morano or Isaac there. It was I got a good lane choice there on the one restart, which helped me out, and then I felt like I was holding Morano up a little bit, but when it's kind of one lane on the top there, I'm not just going to give up the spot, I call it racing for a reason.
If we can have you move the mic closer to your mouth, that'd be great as you're a little bit quiet. But other than that, what positives do you take away from this run?
Just a little confidence builder. I don't run these cars very often, so get out here and get a podium is definitely definitely fun, and hopefully take this into the late models. We had a good showing last week in those, so hopefully we can carry this momentum over into that.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Everybody at Venom Racing, W Energy for focus, concentration, energy to get me through these races on a long Thursday night. You guys for the broadcast. Marty, you always do an excellent job. Roger, the crew, everybody for running this league.
Alrighty. We'll let you go. Best of luck in the late model, and great run. That's Mark Gilbert, our third place finisher. Finishing second tonight, meanwhile, Anthony Morano, and Zach, you've got him.
Hey, Anthony, Zach up here, man. You got a copy?
How's it going, Shaggy?
Well, dude, you were really quick there at the end. Nothing else to say. I think Isaac definitely had some help, and the fact that he had a teammate behind him made it a little harder for you to get around. I think if you had a couple more laps, you could have done a repeat of the small block race.
I think so. I was definitely able to reel him in pretty quick there, but I mean, Mark raced me clean. I had a little issue with somebody else there, but bygones be bygones. Go on to the next race. So we'll see. Hats off to Isaac on the win in the championship, and see how we do in the Pro Late models.
Well, congratulations, Anthony. You were real quick tonight. It stinks you weren't able to pull out that championship, but 2 podiums tonight so far, a win in a second. They've got to feel good. Got anybody you want to thank on the second place?
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, my teammates at FTM, Dean over at Super Dirt Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, DJ Sim Shop, GripHack.com, Swan Speed, MDI TV. You guys for doing the broadcast, and I went coast to coast.
Well, congrats, Anthony, and good luck here in the Pro Late models.
Thanks, Zach.
All right, that's Anthony Morano finishing in third. Now we go to Victory Lane to talk with your winner and champ, Isaac Salas. Isaac, Anthony was breathing down on your neck there in the final few laps. So walk us through this race, though, for you as a whole.
It was a lot of fun, man. I wanted to run the bottom because I felt great on the bottom more so than anywhere else, but the top was just kind of the place to be as you got further and further into that race.
Absolutely. You caught a big break there after you caught the wall, and then that caution flag came out. How relieved were you?
Oh, big time. I was telling Anthony that it was. I told him that it was a gift, and he's like, "Yeah, there's your Christmas present for the year." That's all. So it was definitely needed, to say the least.
Absolutely. 2 championships. I believe you got the late model title wrapped up. What are you expecting for that race coming up?
I think it should be a good race, man. Every time that we get a pretty good field of cars, and it turns into being a good race. So I think it's going to be kind of the same thing. I think that the high side is probably going to take effect for a good portion of it. But I honestly think the bottom might be something to watch out for in the heat races, actually. So we'll see.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I mean, big shout out to all those guys over at Venom Racing again. Like I said, they're super supportive. Dean Super Dirt Car Series for that beautiful, and Magnum Race Designs for that beautiful car. It really shines. So I got you 6 Racing Network. Arson Trackside with you, sir. It's always a pleasure. My Gramps, Top Notch Trucking. Again, you for the broadcast. It's best on iRacing in my opinion. Then yeah, other than that, I mean, thanks to my friends and my family and my girlfriend for watching.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Best of luck to the late model, and you are the big block champ. Congrats, man.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate it.
Alrighty, Isaac Salas with the win there, and we will step aside and go to break. When we come back, late model action from Eldora on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a
bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight when we talked about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, getting set to go here for late model action at Eldora. Marty Scala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Zach, we got a good one coming up here around the corner. And again, this one looks like Isaac Salas, but late models at Eldora, they never disappoint one bit.
No, and let's be honest, we're on an upwards trajectory here. The heat races started out a little slow. Not too much passing, a lot of cautions there in the beginning of the 358 modifieds, but boy, it picked up the last 10 laps. Treated to an amazing finish, an amazing battle for the championship, which saw Isaac prevail. Saw another amazing race there the whole time in the big blocks, only maybe 4 or 5 cautions, which is pretty phenomenal when you consider how many times they went 3 and 4 wide. And I only expect it to get better.
Yeah, I expect it to get better too. So we're going to see what goes down though. So bear with us as we're having a glitch right now with our SDK software. I don't know what's been going on with it lately, but it always seems to be something SDK related. So stand by on that. But we can tell you Randy Shreves is the quickest driver on track as things stand. And the checkers are out. So qualifying right now underway. And And we will see who is the quickest at the end of everything. Put a focus here on Mark Gilbert in the 17. He said that he had a really fast car throughout the duration of last week. And yes, we are having some issues. I know we are not at Weedsport, but bear with us.
They're used to it from me, Marty. That's no big deal.
I know a way to fix it. I'll show you in a bit, but Salas right now at the top of the charts at a 15.72. Let's go to Brian Dickens at the 122.
Yeah, on Isaac's lap, he hugged the complete inside wall. I was kind of surprised to see the inside be the quickest way around.
Here comes Randy Shreves off of turn number 4. And he is 12th quickest at a 16.05. 2 drivers remaining. I don't think they're going to qualify, though. We will wait and see. All right, believe we are good to go here. And so with that being said, let's meet the field and give you your starting lineup. On the pole position, we have Patrick Spangler in the 39. Next to him, it's Dean Reynolds in car number 79. Row number 2, Mark Gilbert in the 17, and Isaac Salas, who is in car number 5. And in row 3, Braden Bennett and Steve Bixler. Zach, why don't I let you call the first heat here? I'll let you take this one while I figure out the SDK stuff.
Alrighty, sounds good here. Pace truck, Steve King pace truck should be rolling off here into the pits as they cut it to the 1 to green. Patrick Spangler's going to want to get a look to get a big jump here on the restart. But actually, it looks like Dean Reynolds able to prevail on the outside, possibly even beat Spangler to the line. He's going to look to pinch him down a little bit, but Isaac Salas thought about making it 3 wide for a second, but Patrick Spangler's going to lead here on lap number 1, but we're 3 wide for second. Isaac Salas on the top, Mark Gilbert on the bottom, and Dean Reynolds the meat in the sandwich. So there's contact between Mark and Dean coming out of 2, and meanwhile Isaac Salas looking to get a big run here and maybe go to work on Patrick Spangler. Looking low, thinking about throwing a slider. Slide job, Salas going to park it on the nose of the 39. He checks up, looks to cross over. Not going to have enough momentum to throw the slider. Going to stay on the bottom. Patrick Spangler still your leader at the line, but Isaac Salas a big run out of turn 2. That's where the top's really prevailing, not so much in 3 and 4. Isaac's going to go back and try to run the bottom, but Patrick's there. He's going to break his momentum enough that Isaac's going to be your new leader here at the line with 2 to go. Patrick Spangler, big run in 2, but taps the wall. Didn't lose a lot of time. The battle for 3rd. Dean Reynolds throws the slider on Mark Gilbert. Contact as they get in the wall. That's going to hurt there tonight. Braden Bennett is going to be the benefactor up to 3rd, but the battle for the lead is they're coming around for the final time. Isaac Salas is going to be your heat race number 1 winner, something he's very familiar with tonight. Going to start on the front row of the feature. Followed by Patrick Spangler in 2nd, Braden Bennett in 3rd, Stephen Bixler in 4th, and Dean Reynolds in 5th, and Mark Gilbert in 6th. pretty good heat race there. Tough
So
break for Dean and Mark, but they got plenty of time in the feature here to make up for it.
So I don't know if we can fix this glitch here that we are having, but ready to go for heat race number 2. Harold Klump on pole position. Next to him, it's Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Trevor Giroux on row number 2 next to Anthony Morano. Row number 3, Dan McLaren next to B-Temp, Brandon Templeton. All right, green flag is out. Here we go for heat race number 2. Klump comes out with the advantage as Schatzer the outside. Now a run by Giroux, the flyer, looking for the race lead as Klump leads the opening circuit. Morano looking to get a run down the back, try and give a push to Superman to put him out front.
Yeah, that first lap, those guys in row 2 didn't look very patient. The one thought about going to the bottom, the other one thought about going to the top. They definitely want to get going. They know Isaac is going to be tough to beat tonight.
Schatzer hanging on for right now. Morano in second. Trevor Giroux now looks to go 2 for 1. Can he send it up the racetrack? He cannot.
3 wide for the lead.
This is tight racing. 2 to go. Schatzer still has the advantage. Coming to 1 lap to go. It's Schatzer, Morano, and Giroux. Field makes their way into turn number 1.
Giroux overdrove entry of 1 a little bit. That may cost him second. Morano may get it back here.
We'll see here. Schatzer's got the win. Morano second, Giroux third, McLaren fourth, Klump fifth, Templeton sixth. So now we move on to, I believe this is heat race number 3. And it's Randy Shreves on the pole position. Next to him, it's Tim Gerdeman in the 63. Row number 2, that is Brian Dickens next to Gavin Chatham. Pat Boyce and Bob DeGood round out row number 3. Field makes the way off of turn number 4. Green flag. It's out. We're going. Lap
Brian
number 1 on the
Dickens down
board.
there all by himself, making it work. He's going to throw a slider for the lead there,
Risky
buddy.
move. Oh, look out. Tim
The
Gerdeman
G-Man
around
got
with Gavin
loose.
Chatham. Only 2 drivers that were involved in that wreck.
Slider
Up
for
the hill
lead.
goes Dickens. Oh, man, that was tight. It's him and Shreves now are door to door. Quickest car is Dickens, 16:29. Now it's Pat Boyce who's in third, but he's a second behind. The 16-1, it is Dickens. Forces Shreves up into the wall. This is some hard racing at its finest, Zach. We're coming to 2 to go.
Yeah, I think Shreve's got in the wall a little early on in the corner, and he couldn't really check up out of it to go for a crossover. He was already stuck up in the wall, so not much he could do there. A good pass by Dickens.
Shreves, another bump to Dickens. We're on the final lap.
Yeah, I think Dickens may have made a mistake there running the slider line. Shreves may get a big run here.
Dickens plays defense. Shreves may have a chance at it if he can get back on the gas first. I don't think it's going to be in time. It won't. Dickens wins. And Shreves, that was interesting, turning Dickens around there at the end.
Yeah, definitely very interesting because I've seen much worse racing in real life. It didn't look anything too aggressive there. It looked like a pretty clean battle for the lead from Brian.
Absolutely was. Let's step aside and go to break. When we come back, feature time for the late models. Stay with us on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Under a minute left here before we get going. Trevor Giroux quickest at a 1581. Zach, here's something we haven't mentioned yet when it comes to Week 13. The new updates next week. SRX is coming to iRace. And that's been something a lot of people have been asking for. And, with them, I don't want to say going defunct, but not running this year, I think that's a feel-good moment to have them in the game. Or in the sim, sorry.
I don't have any inside track or anything, but I'm really hoping that we consider adding them to our schedule somewhere, somehow, some way. Definitely would seem like a fun, fixed setup race. They're always enjoyable to watch in real life, and I imagine it'd be just as much fun on the sim.
Alrighty, checkers are out in the warm-ups. Let's meet the field for our 30-lap feature. Here is the starting lineup. Starting lineup, as always, brought to you by RSN Trackside. On the pole, Isaac Salas, slide job with a 5, and next to him, it's Superman, Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Row number 2, Brian Dickens, the 122, and the high side banger, Patrick Spangler in the 39. Row 3, Anthony Morano in the 32, and Randy Shreves in the 56. Row 4, Braden Bennett in the 06 and Trevor Giroux in the 075. Rounding out the top 10 this evening, we've got Pat Boyce in the 41 and the Mayor, Steve Bixler, in the 75. Row 6, Dan McLaren in the 88 and Gavin Chatham in the 99. Row number 7, Dean Reynolds in the 79 and Harold Klump in the 76. Row 8, Tim Gerdeman in the 63 and Mark Gilbert in the 017. No call for either Brandon Templeton or Bob DeGood on the grid tonight. With that being said, Zach, who's your pick to win?
Well, once again, the obvious pick, the man out front. But, you know, I think Anthony Morano, with the way he's come on late, this track has a little wear to it. I think this track's really going to come into his liking at the end. And I think Anthony Morano is going to charge up to the field and win this thing.
I'm going to go with Superman Kurt Schatzer. This is his baby, the late models. This is where he first heard of the last name Schatzer. And now it is developed into all of dirt racing on the Coast to Coast Racing League. But we're set to go 30 laps in this one. Lucy Olsen start around the corner as Isaac Salas and Kurt Schatzer are ready to bring us to the green. It's time to get it on at Eldora. Schatzer and Salas still door to door. This time it's off a crossover. And you said it, it's a big wreck with Dan McLaren around. And heavy front and rear end damage to Soupy's ride. They were 4 wide in front of him on lap 1 already, and that's Bixler who gets McLaren. Holy moly! What a bunny hop by Mark Gilbert. I tell you what, Easter's around the corner. I think we know who the Easter Bunny really is here, Zach.
No kidding. No kidding. Got some tore-up race cars here on the first lap. Luckily, they got a quick repair.
Luckily, that car did not go upside down. But big air, dude, by Mark Gilbert. I think he's going to use the quick repair and try and get on the racetrack. Actually, no, he has called it quits, and I believe he's going to get that ride ready for the Xfinity Trail tonight.
Oh, I'm looking forward to some Xfinity racing, Marty.
I know you are. You've got a really good chance at the trail this year.
Yeah, and I lucked into a win last night at Las Vegas in the Truck Series with some fuel strategy, so I'm hoping that can play into my favor again tonight.
Should be 1 to green this time by.
They were, but they just had a car stop on the track. I could hear the iRacing spotter talk. They're going to go around one more time.
That makes sense now, so. A look at our Xfinity Series standings coming on in for the 10-week championship. Colin Johnston with the drops, or without the drops, I should say, has an 803 to 755 advantage on Isaac Salas. But in the trail side of things, Zach has a 3-point lead over Jeff Kemper. They each have wins this season.
Yeah, been a good year for Gambler and Xfinity, but Isaac Salas leads them to green flag.
Salas able to hold serve. This is a single file restart after the first yellow on lap 1. 3 wide for second already. Dickens was in the middle with Morano and Schatzer, the crust in that sandwich. Here comes Spangler. Now around the outside, looking to go 2 for 1 in his training wheels ride. Both him and Schatzer scrape the wall though. This is tight into turn number 3. Don't do it, Spangler. Don't make it 4 wide off for 4. No! Don't. He keeps it safe and stays 3 wide.
Oh, Patrick must know we're watching. He's giving us heart attacks, Marty.
Oh, boy. Still 3 wide once again off in 2. Schatzer moves into P2. Yikes almighty. Oh, boy. Spangler backed out of it. Salas, meanwhile, pulling away with a 16-01. Oh, look how Dickens and Spangler barely touch. Trying to send it in with a slide job for fourth, and he got it. This is insanity right now, Zach.
Yeah, it really is. Patrick's won way too many championships to know that he's got to back out there. That was really smart by him, and now he's got a chance to go run down these guys and go after it again.
Anthony Morano up 2 spots to third. Gavin Chatham, your biggest mover early. He's up 4 to 8, but Spangler rode the wall there in turn 2. Lost a bunch of time, and Dickens backed out of the throttle.
Yeah, that may end up costing Dickens a spot there.
Ooh, hard in the wall, went to
Dickens in the
122. And he's got damage. That's steering damage. Oh, and it's got a bad crash. Pat Boyce with a heavy collision. Oh, my. Look at how destroyed the front end of that Black Diamond chassis is. He is done. Oh, why is he backing out? Nearly took out the leaders, and Morano has had to pull her to a stop. There's contact off her back. Man, that is insane. The impact he took there. Go on board. We're going to do 2 onboards here. We're going to begin with Braden Bennett. And this is where it got a little bit nervous. Boyce trying everything to keep it straight, but he just doesn't know how heavy the damage is. And props to Morano for not even hitting him. That could have been worse for the number 32. I think with Boyce, maybe his controller may have disconnected, so it may have been taking him a while after he was on the brakes.
Yeah, it's always tough. No, teammates of mine have had VR issues. All sorts of things can happen when you're on the sim. Here's they're off for the 3rd restart here.
Salas holds serve on Kurt Schatzer. Morano with a run downstairs for P2. Spangler on the back end of that 218. Oh, that is tight. Oh, too tight. Around goes Morano. And plowed by the 75 of Giroux. That was a wreck waiting to happen there, Zach.
Yeah, Morano definitely floats up a little bit. Him and Schatzer make a little bit of contact on the exit of the corner, but I don't think Morano could get it to go back down, if that makes sense, once it kind of got it off balance. Unless he would have locked up the brakes and lost a couple positions, he, was going to keep floating up the track, and he was hoping maybe Kurt would lift for him, but Kurt stayed in it.
And Patrick Spangler missed that. Biggest advantage went to the 39. Kurt Schatzer, I believe, kept his race car straight. And because of that, he will remain in P2. Yep, you see it right there.
Yeah, tough break for Anthony there. That's just, that's going to happen when you're racing hard. And, I mean, he's come second to Isaac once in the every time in the championship, but was able to beat him, lost to him in the championship, and then comes second last race. He's doing what he can to go up there and beat that 5 car. He's just running real hard. Lights are off, though. Should be going green this time by.
That we
20
will
laps
be.
left.
All right, Salas brings us back to green. Run from Randy Shreves, possibly for third now. What's the damage look like on Chatter? Doesn't look like there's any damage at all on the 218.
No, he did a good job of, if any damage, maybe just a little on the nose cone. He didn't get in the wall at all, and that's where you're worried about getting that wheel damage. Did a good job.
How about some of the drivers here that have taken advantage of dodging all these wrecks? Dean Reynolds up 8 spots to 5th. Mark Gilbert up 9 spots to 7th. He started from last and 16th. Chad, oh, don't. We almost jinxed him.
And Patrick almost tried a 2-for-1 from third. He's looking at it again.
Okay, Kmart shoppers, beware. That's tight again. This time Schatzer backs out. You put the top 4 cars under a blanket for the lead. Never mind, yellow is out for Gerdeman.
I'm hearing reports he may have lost the tire. Here.
And the tire, didn't lose the tire complete. Oh, he lost the steering. That is what happened. More contact with Morano. So, Showtime definitely enjoying this race, and he was watching Ken Schrader earlier tonight. Watched the Oshweekend Flyer win down south. Now it's nice to see him race at the O. Gary checking in, giving Isaac some congratulations earlier on from the big block feature. And a reminder as well, after this, we have the Xfinity Series coming up.
Marty, what's going on tomorrow? Do you know what's going on tomorrow?
Friday Night Lights. Nope, actually, normally it's Friday Night Lights, but I don't see anything on the schedule.
No, F1 qualifying, Marty.
Oh, yes.
F1 is back, Marty.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so excited.
Ready to watch another Max Verstappen championship.
Yes, sir. Mercedes looked real good today, though, in practice. Maybe they may have made some big jumps. Maybe a little closer than everyone expected.
I haven't seen the practice times yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes down.
I believe 44 was fastest in P2.
Well, we're about to come back to green. 14 laps complete. Isaac Salas has led all 14 from the drop of the green. Spangler clears for second, so Schatzer down in third. Shreves fourth. Mark Gilbert. Dan McLaren maybe 3 wide. But Gilbert up 11 spots into the 5th position. Finished third in the big block feature earlier tonight. Here we go with the slide jump. Spangler. Salas though edges him out by a fender. This has been a heck of a race so far. Salas gives Spangler a lane just so Salas can have a slide job of his own. And Salas has it. Now watch Kurt Schatzer closely. What a slider from Spangler. Salas with a crisscross down the back. Slide job City at the Big E. Oh, but Spangler edges him out the line. And Braden Bennett's crash, stand by. He jumps to the pits, and no caution, we stay green. Great exit for the high side banger. But Salas sends it in deep. He caught the inside wall as well. You can see those sparks flying. That helps out Spangler hang on. Top 4 again. Nose to tail for the top spot. Shreves scrapes the wall in 1. Salas, he's got the Triple Crown of Championships, but looking to go 2 for 3 tonight. Spangler, though, the afterburners already turned on, but with 10 laps to go, Is this too early for him to get that huge of a gap?
I mean, if he can walk it away. But if I was him, I'd save a little bit of right rear tire because he's clearly the quickest car right now, and odds are we're going to get another caution.
First driver to have a 15-second lap, 15:93 last time by. The second quickest lap of this race is a 16 even. Different lines by everybody here. You see Salas trying the bottom, seeing if it's going to work out. Meanwhile, for the bottom step of the podium, Randy Shreves on Kurt Schatzer. Don't look now, though. Here comes Gilbert. 6 to go. Spangler running away with it. Oh, my goodness! Bixler comes to a stop in 3. It's not over.
Well,
He had
Patrick
lost.
Spangler hates this, and Isaac and Mark both love this.
He had lost a tire. So something tells me he rode the wall earlier and was low enough. He did not want to hit the driver, so unfortunately that has to be a yellow. So, but how was this all caused originally? Did he just ride the wall or something?
Not sure, but if he did lose that tire, that's pretty amazing driver awareness. I don't know if he was looking at it as a relative, but if he would have tried to drive that into 3 and 4 and enter the pits without that tire, he was going to come up the track right in front of the leaders.
He lost the right front. So, but yeah, great awareness from the mayor to just pull it down, not try and get it into the pits. So what do you do here if you're Patrick Spangler? I bet you there was a curse word that was said in the race car.
Yeah, I imagine, because he really likes the high side, and I think if Isaac has any chance here, he's got to get a great jump, and he's got to just go in and throw a slider right away in 1 and 2 and hope that Patrick runs the top, before he's fully wound up. That's going to be his time to throw that slider because, man, let's be honest, Patrick was quick. The only car maybe that has something for him is Mark Gilbert with the way we've seen him come through the field, but we don't even really know if he's faster than Isaac. So Isaac's got to go get him now.
Five-lap shootout to determine the winner here. Hold on to your seats, folks.
Exactly like I said, Marty.
Here we
Not gonna have the
go.
momentum to do it, though.
They stay side by side down the back. Salas wants to set the slide job up. There he goes for the race lead.
Yeah, Patrick tapped the wall coming out of 2. That broke his momentum, and that opened the door for Isaac. He's going to go again, Marty.
How low can you go is the question. Spangler may be able to clear off 2. No, they stay side by side. Can Salas set it in just in time? He can. But leaves Spangler the lane. Spangler stays out in front with 3 to go.
Going to have to get aggressive. Him and Patrick really like each other, but if he wants to win, he's going to have to go park it up on him. Patrick is fast.
Send it, Isaac. Send it for the lead. Hope Spangler catches the wall. He rides the high side perfectly. They touch. 2 to go. Big set from slide job. And Spangler takes the lead and clears. Now Schatzer looks to get into this mess. White flag is out with 1 to go for Patrick Spangler. What a run and what a way to endure the consequences, though. Salas may get one final run. Spangler puts the block. The training wheels racing. 39 off for 4. Checkered flag for Spangler. He wins. Salas the champion in the late models.
What a finish. Thought maybe Kurt Schatzer might have something for second there, but he got in the wall in 1 and 2 on the last lap and pretty much locked up second for Isaac. But that was a great race all the way to the end.
Eldora has been a lot of fun tonight. Let the flames fly. Salas and Schatzer round out the podium. How about Mark Gilbert of 12 spots tonight to 4th? Great run by him. Then it's Shreves, Chatham, Giroux, McLaren, Dickens, Reynolds. They round out the top 10. 13 drivers finishing on the lead lap. Let's see if we are ready to talk to your top 3. And I believe we are. So we will begin with Kurt Schatzer in the 218. Kurt, a good run for you. Walk us through it. Kurt Schatzer, you got a copy?
Yeah, sorry, Marty. I was taking a drink there. I was a little wore out.
Oh, good. I don't blame you with how fun that racing was tonight.
Oh, man, that was a blast. Can you believe that race Patrick and Isaac was putting on up there? It was fun to watch from my seat.
Yes, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I was just doing everything I could to kind of hang with them there. Try to get up there and race with them. I just didn't really want to get into Isaac or anything and jeopardize his race there with his points run there. So congratulate him on his points championship and congratulate Patrick on his win there. He was fast, man.
Absolutely was, man. But a great run for you. Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, got to thank Dirt Track Bank. Everything they do help racers all around the country. Our iRacing team, Hammer Down Racing, Brandon Templeton. He was having computer issues, couldn't make it tonight. Brian Dickens and Joe Halter, Got Your Six Racing Network, Friday Night Lights, and Coast to Coast putting on the league, and you, Marty, coming out and doing the broadcast, doing an awesome job.
All righty, man. We'll let you go. Great job, and congrats on the podium.
Thank you.
Kurt Schatzer finishing third. Let's go to your winner and talk with Patrick Spangler. Zach, we'll let you take this interview.
Hey, Patrick. Zach up in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, congratulations, dude. You were lightning in a bottle. Talk to us a little bit about how close you were putting that right rear to the wall and just how you were hooking it up there.
Yeah, anytime I can run a late model like a sprint car, I usually feel pretty comfortable, so I just tried running it like a 360 there. A couple times like I'd get glued to the wall there, and then Isaac would turn down and try to slide me below me, but he raced me super clean. He could have slid it in there probably 5 or 6 times, and he pulled up and just went a lane below me, left a lane. So shout out to Isaac there for running me clean. Great race, and yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, you definitely put on a show for us. It's almost like Isaac was listening to me. I knew you liked that high side, so on that last restart, I said Isaac's only chance was to throw it in there in turn 1, and you just kissed the wall a little bit, and that opened the door for an amazing show there. Those final ice laps were very exciting, but congratulations on your win, Patrick, and you got anybody you want to thank tonight?
Yeah, just you and Marty for the awesome broadcast. Those last 3 laps of the small block all was unreal, Oscar worthy there. Rod for running the league, everything he does, Train Wheels Racing, Venom Racing for letting me join into their Discord whenever we're running these Fender cars. Dude XM Designs for the paint, and I look forward to next season.
Well, congratulations, Patrick, and we're definitely looking forward to having you back.
Thanks.
So that's Patrick Spangler, your winner. Now we go to talk with the champ and Isaac Salas. Well, Isaac, it's not the rare Triple Crown of wins, but the Triple Crown of championships on Thursday Night Thunder and the dirt side of things. Well done.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's taken me a long time to actually win more than just like a one in a night, so that's pretty awesome.
You wanted that win badly. I could see it from the moves you were making. Where was Patrick better than you tonight?
The top. Most people were better on the top than me tonight. I don't know. Ever since this new dirt model, I've been kind of struggling up top, and I still got a good amount of speed up there, but man, some of them guys, especially sprint car guys, can just rip it.
Absolutely, yeah, they can. How much fun did you have in this race, though, tonight? There were 2 times where we had the top 4 battling for the lead. Yeah,
this was probably, I think, one of the better races of tonight, I think. Like I said, the bottom actually was a full-blown thing, especially early. It made it kind of interesting to run lines and try to save a little bit of tire to try and, I knew somebody was going to make a late challenge, and I knew if I could save some tire, I'd probably have a pretty good chance of at least making it interesting. So I hope that I made it interesting.
Ah, you did. That was for sure. So, I got a feeling you're going to be running this Xfinity race at Vegas, correct?
Yes, sir. And I don't think I'm actually too bad in the points here too. So.
Alrighty. Well, who do you want to give shout-outs to on this run?
Yeah, I mean, again, Venom Racing, all of them guys, Dean Super Car Series, Magnum Race Designs, RSN Trackside, Mission 22, my Gramps, Top Notch Trucking. Thanks to you guys again. Like I said, I appreciate every broadcast. I think it's one of the best ones. Yeah, thanks to my friends, my family. Thanks to all the people that support me. So it's pretty awesome.
Alrighty, we'll let you go. Great job. Congratulations on the championship and best of luck in the Xfinity race coming up.
Awesome. Thank you, man.
Isaac Salas is the late model champion, and with that being said, we will step aside when we come back. It is Xfinity Racing from Vegas. Stay with us, the Coast to Coast Racing Network. It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Gets on the champion, trying to be a bit of a
hiatus, so let's get.
Tonight we'll be talking about it.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat.
Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
And we are back here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We are getting set to go for Xfinity Series action here at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Round number 3 on the Xfinity Series trail. Marty Scala with you alongside Zach Chapman. Zach going to be racing, so he'll be driving when we go green. I'll be alone here in the booth. But as we get set to go for this one, Zach, let's talk about the Xfinity standings as a whole. Colin Johnson likely has this wrapped up, 803 to 755 when it comes to the points, with only 1 drop settled.
Yeah, he was very consistent this winter in that series. I'm definitely focused on the yearly. That's my main goal. No chance at the short-term points, but Colin was amazing this winter and definitely consistent as heck. I think he only finished outside of the top 5, maybe twice. So he earned it, well deserved, and hopefully he can seal it up here tonight. And Marty, I appreciate you for doing this for me and giving me a shot at running the championship. And if you want to pull me up under cautions at all tonight, feel free. But I'll probably drop down with the boys.
Sounds like a plan. Well, hey, thanks for coming on out tonight, all right?
Yeah, 100% Marty. Hopefully I talk to you again here, man.
Yeah, hopefully, man. That's for sure. So that's Zach Chapman of the 72 getting set to go here. And again, we've been having some technical difficulties throughout the night when it comes to our graphics. Mostly the number side of things. We are going to try to get those fixed here. So you likely won't see every driver's number here, but we will try and do what we can do, to say the least. So qualifying now is set to go. And so we will look for the first driver to take to the racetrack, and that's going to be Hollywood. Roland Olsen in the number 3. And again, qualifying times will show up on the bottom of your screen. A lot of drivers making their way onto the racetrack as they stand. There's a look at Pat Boyce in the number 41. Driving for the Salty Dogs. Taking a ride on board here with Dino in the number 79 body armor machine. Here comes rolling off for turn number 4 to set the pace. And Olsen goes 30-19. Jack Clevenger is, though, your quickest driver on the track at a 29.93. Dan McLaren second quick at a 30 even. We're going to focus on Clevenger, or excuse me, on McLaren as he makes his way off for turn number 4. If anybody pops up in purple, we will show them to you. Clevenger, I believe, just had a faster lap. He did 29.75. Was Roland Olsen. A 29.8 for Clevenger. Gilbert second, 29.76. Let's get you Steve Bixler off for turn number 4 as he's working a much better lap. Bixler goes 12th. Colin Johnston goes quick time at a 29.73. That's your points leader coming on in for the Xfinity Series Championship. Not in the trail, though. Here's Gordon Spain in the 38. He's 6th quick on lap 1 at a 29.84. Better in Sector 1. Looking better in Sector 2. Yes, he is. Much better lap for Spain, and that puts him 2nd quick at a 29.74. Bob Light across the start-finish line. Lap number 1 for Light. Don't believe was invalidated. As we go to Canellis, as he's off for turn 4, a better lap for him. Ninth quick on lap 2 at a 29.90. Here comes the 77 off for 4. How does this lap time show? Quickest of anyone in Sector 2. 6th quick at 29.81. So let's see here. How much time do we have left? 90 seconds left in qualifying. 5 drivers yet to qualify. If they want to make at least a lap, they can, but I doubt anybody's going to. So it's Light that is 6th quickest. Beginning his 2nd start of the year. Had a top 10 finish last week at Atlanta. So don't believe anyone else is going to come on out onto the racetrack. And so Colin Johnston is your pole sitter with a 29.73. For those wondering where Isaac Salas is on the charts, he has a 30.05. But believe with the cars that are here, I believe that is enough for Johnston to win when we take the green flag. So we're ready to go green flag racing here at Las Vegas. And with that, let's meet the 24 drivers that will be rolling the dice for a big payday. Not really a payday, but here's a look at your RSN trackside starting lineup. On the pole, Colin Johnston in the number 13. His official pole time of 29.732. Next to him, it's Gordon Spain in the 38. Row number 2, Hollywood, Roland Olson in the 03. Next to Mark Gilbert in car number 017. Row number 3, it's Jack Clevenger. He's in the 78. Next to him, it's Bob Light in car number 77. And in row 4, Gary Offa in the 94. Next to Greg Parmalee in car number 4. Row number 5, round out the top 10, it's Shaggy Zach Chapman, the 72. Next to Joe Canellis in car number 1. Row 6, it's the Ayla Outlaw, Preston Cranmer in the 07. Next to Dan McLaren, Soupy's in car number 88. Row 7, Jeremy Tate in the number 8, and Devo, Donovan Ross in the 5. Row 8, the Mayor, Steve Bixler in the 75. And Isaac Salas, Slide Job in the 5. Row number 9, Dean Reynolds in the 79. Next to Andrew Cooper-Smith in the 45. Row number 10, Jake Butcher, who is in the 85 to the outside of Pat Boyce in the 41. Row 11, Keith Jackson in the number 13, and Tim Chapman in the number 37. Rounding out the grid this evening, Jeff Kemper in the 181, and the Desert Demon, Terry Landis in the 61. The 161 to be specific. Here's a look at the race info as we get set to take the green flag. 70 laps this evening. Pit road speed 50 miles an hour. Caution car going 60. Fuel window 27 laps and 3 tire sets for the drivers this evening. Under 70 degrees is our air temperature, which means track temps will be low for the speeds to be quick tonight at Las Vegas. Well, it's about that time once again. Lucy Olson start. 70 laps. Pace car is in. Where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Championship night at Sin City. It's showtime in Las Vegas. Oh, we got trouble. One around, and that, oh man, big collision. That was Parmalee in the 4. And lap number 1.5 miles in, we've already wadded up a bunch of them. Heavy damage to Cooper Smith in the 45. That's Tim Chapman you see involved in the 37. The first car that I saw, I believe, sideways was Landis in the 161. Him and Butcher, I believe, both went off track. Gonna have to take a look here at an aerial shot or another camera angle. And here's a look at what happened. You see there the 94 Cyrus and Parmalee. That's Sim Racing Concept teammates right in front of Canellis in the 1. And watch Parmalee, not even on the brakes, steers down into Cooper Smith. Dean Reynolds loses the rear end. There's Butcher with heavy front end damage. Up in the air went another car. That was Jackson. But at least a quarter of the field involved in this crash. Let's watch it real time. A lot of big impacts in that accident for sure. Be a static shot can show us too. Cold tires as well can be a huge factor here. Let's go on board first with Parmalee. Big lick that Cooper Smith took in the Atari ride. Let's go Tim Chapman. Trying to miss it. There's a hole. If he gasses it, I think he's good, but he didn't, and that cost him dividends. Isaac Salas, from the sounds of it, I don't know if he was involved in something or if he was slowing up. I think he was slowing up, so... So lap 2 and caution 1 on the speedway. Again, I know you don't see a lot of numbers. That's because we've been having some technical difficulties with our iRacing numbers tonight. So we are trying to work on that with a lot of names on our roster. It's tough to get rid of all these images and show you everything. So but we are coming back to green flag racing this time. As we work lap number 4, Cullen Johnson and Gordon Spain will show the field back to green. Johnson able to hold serve. Mark Gilbert around the outside trying to take away second. And I believe is a throwback car. One in the wall, and that was Olsen, I believe, in the 3. That puts him back down to 6th. I think I saw a paint scuff there on that pink Lucy Olsen ride. Jeff Chapman won at Atlanta this week, said it was a lucky win. Puts the Cool Ray ride back into the 6th spot. The back end of Shaggy. Clevenger trying to go second groove. This is a track where the low line's the more dominant line, but if you can run that second groove really well with fresh tires, you'll get a good chance at taking a spot. On board Dan McLaren. And he has cleared Bob Light to move to fourth. Now sets his sights on Gilbert for third. But the top two drivers and Johnson and Spain have pulled away. Gilbert is second behind the 38. Chapman able to clear Olsen for 7th on the track. Now looking for 6th on Clevenger after being passed just moments ago by him. I haven't watched a race at Las Vegas in a while on iRacing, so I can't really give you a full good idea on the racing and what it's like, but it is a lot of fun to watch. You know, with the Xfinity Series car, when you're on a short run, any groove is possible. On the long run, when you're trying to save tires, that low line is the place to be. Here's a run for McLaren. And remember, Soupy started from the 12th position. So he's got a really good run going early on. Olsen with some tight racing with his fellow salty dog in Joe Dirt Canellis. Canellis known for his racing on super speedways. Caution flag is out, our second yellow of the day. You've got Keith Jackson around in the 113. That's a tough break. Let's take a look and show you what happened. Got hooked from Bixler, and that's a big wreck. Look at the mayor losing the hood. Just completely flew off the race car. Let's see if we can get another angle to show you that. So Bixler may have caught the wall and then just completely came down and hooked the 75. Let's see what our speed shot shows you, how hard this impact was. Doesn't really give you a really good angle there. But let's ride on board with Jackson. Alright, let's watch that again. And I also want to watch Bixler. So again, as I mentioned, second caution flag is out. And while we are under yellow flag, so while we are waiting to go back to green, let's see if Cullen is in a room. And he is. Let's bring in your leader in. Nope, I'm sorry. That wasn't Cullen. That was Keith Jackson. I almost moved in the wrong guy. Why don't we talk with our third place guy in Dan McLaren? Let's bring him in here and get his thoughts. Dan, it's Marty up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you.
Alrighty, so good start for you in third after starting 12th. Just what's been working out for you from your perspective?
Just hugging that white line, man. But Colin and Gordon, they're on, in a league of their own right now. But we'll see how it plays out and see what happens.
I was going to ask you that too. How do you try and take those guys down?
Hopefully we get a good green flag run in and just let them use their tires up and just play it more conservative and see if we can just reel them in.
Alrighty, sounds good. Well, best of luck here throughout this race tonight, and we'll see what you can do.
Thanks, Marty.
That's Dan McLaren in car number 88. Currently running in third spot as things stand. We should get the 1 to green this time by. So I think I figured out why we've been having issues with our images tonight. So we use SDK Gaming, and a lot of people have had issues with images loading up. And from the sounds of it, Discord has switched all files to temporary to block malware delivery. So all the links we've had on our old stuff, we're going to have to switch them out to the new stuff then. So we won't be able to do anything with the images sides. Best advice I have for everybody here, deal with it tonight. So we get ready to come back to green. And here's how they line up. Colin Johnston, Gordon Spain, row 1. Dan McLaren, Mark Gilbert, row 2. Bob Light and Zach Chapman, row 3. Joe Canellis, Jack Clevenger, row 4. Roland Olson, Isaac Salas round out the top 10. Here we come back to the green. Johnston holding serve for now on McLaren. So a great run from the 88. Said that Johnston and Spain were in a league of their own. He now has made his way up to the second position as we complete lap number 15. We did see some drivers pit under that last caution. Preston Cranmer, Tim Chapman, Steve Bixler, Greg Carmelli, some of them taking fuel only. Remember the fuel window. The cap was at 50% today. And we said a full run with, no, excuse me. We said a full run was about 55 laps, and then you cut that to 50%, that's about 27 laps or so. So I don't know if the drivers are really aware of that. Pit stops are about 10 laps from now. On board with Colin Johnson, your leader. Top speed into turn number 1 with the draft was just over 200 miles an hour earlier. Now working about 185. Let's get to another good battle on track. Joe Canellis, Jack Clevenger, Zach Chapman, all racing for 6th. Clevenger, no matter what car he's in, always expected to be a key contender. Trying to look for a run underneath on Canellis. They could nearly go 3 wide. Chapman shuts the door on the 78. Again, as I mentioned, this is right now your best race on track. Isaac Salas now looks to enter the picture. Let's go on board. Oh, hang on, Roland Olsen a little bit loose. But he keeps it straight. Take a ride on board here with Slide Job. I will go with them for about a lap or so. How that car looks in the draft. Just under 190 miles an hour into the corner. Salas started from 16th earlier tonight. Now he's made his way up to P9. Johnston's opened up his lead to a half second. As we see McLaren, Spain, and Gilbert all racing for P2. Here's Gilbert with a run on Spain. Nice exit by the driver of the 38 to hang on to that third spot, play a little bit of defense. Watch out, this allows Bob Light to close in. Bob Light, one of the best asphalt drivers in coast-to-coast history, whether it be on ovals or asphalt. See if Light just follows the Venom driver in Gilbert, or does he make a possible run? Just have to see what happens. Got a challenge for the lead, though. Here comes McLaren. Low on Johnston to take it to the point. Not sure what was going on there with Johnston, but he is all the way on the outside. I don't know if he's thinking about saving fuel or anything like that. But what was a 1 second lead, he has just given up. Try and gather up a replay here for you on what happened, but now on the high side, challenging Gordon Spain. All right, I think we have a replay on what happened. He just stayed on the outside. Now, if we rewind the footage, did anything cause this? He was just keeping the car on the outside. I think that car may have been either getting tight or he was losing his tires or something like that. I don't know. But now he has fallen all the way back to 6th. And Dan McLaren now has a 0.6 of a second lead on Gordon Spain. Everyone staying single file. Keep in mind we should be at the time for pit stops. We'll wait and see, but we should have had pit stops by now, but sounds like we haven't. 3 wide for third, and Mark Gilbert backs out of it. Bob Light goes 2 for 1. Zach Chapman out to 4th, and him and Gilbert nearly touch. Colin Johnson now fighting Clevenger and Salas for a position. Now we got sideways off for 4. Back to that Johnson-Canellis race. Yeah, Johnson either is saving stuff or has lost his stuff, and now we see pit stops happening. First drivers in are Spain, Salas, and Johnston. And same with Olsen and Tate. That is a heck of a pit road entry. You'll see the pit stops at the bottom of your screen. Focus on the stop here, 4 in fuel without question. And away he goes. See who the next set of drivers are that come in. Still McLaren out in front by 1.3 seconds. Good race for what is now 6, Preston Kramer and Tim Chapman. Remember, Chapman trying to rebound after he was involved in the first caution, and now we see the 88 in. And I believe the rest of the leaders are in too, except for Preston Kramer and Tim Chapman. Light, Zach Chapman, Clevenger, Canellis, all joining the McLaren who had the first lead change of the race earlier. Able to pass Colin Johnson to get that done. Should be 4 in fuel for the Venom Racing entry. And away he goes. So again, as I mentioned, top 4 have already made a pit stop on lap 11. So they've got until lap 42, so additional 10 laps. They would love a yellow flag to come out right now, because then they would all be on the lead lap and this cycle would just change everything. So right now your provisional leader currently is Gordon Spain with the advantage by about 2 seconds on Dan McLaren. Then it's Bob Lay, Isaac Salas, and Mark Gilbert. So the biggest loser in all of this, Colin Johnson, and he's in the pits again. I don't know what is going on with Colin Johnson, but now this day has gone from bad to worse. Pitted on lap 31. I think he overshot his pit box. This is his second stop, so I believe he had to serve a penalty, a stop and go penalty. Let's double check here. This was the first time he came down pit road. He could not have missed his box because he had pit stall 1. Nope, I'm sorry. This is the wrong thing. They are looking at it and taking a look. All right, this is it when he came in. Oh, you know what? He backed up, and I'm pretty sure... Nope, he didn't overgo the timing line. He overshot his box, but then I don't know why he pitted a second time. Oh, that may have been an illegal exit. Because I'm pretty sure you have to have 4 tires inside that white line on the inside. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that may have been what happened to Cullen. That is a heartbreak for sure, but it is Gordon Spain out in front. Now we have Parma Lee back on pit road. So 2 drivers yet to pit under the cycle. Tim Chapman and Steve Bixler all looking for a yellow flag. Get some other racing here on the track as things stand. Let's go to 10th spot. Jack Clevenger and Joe Canellis. Oh, that's tight. Be careful. Canellis got the back of Clevenger with a check up because thought for a moment Bixler was going to come down on him. And there is rear end damage on that 70, and he's sideways. He caught the apron. You see how that rear end is a little bit crunched up on board. You see the scuffs easily. Don't even have to pull up the telestrator to show you. Let's see if that aerodynamics, see if Canellis can use it to his advantage. And you see the one had some damage as well from that little punt. Either that, or that may have been from the first or second caution. Actually, that I don't believe that was damage. I think that was just a paint scuff. I think that's just cosmetic. So, but we've got 30 laps to go here. The line as Tim Chapman makes his way down pit road, and same with Steve Bixter. So Gordon Spain is your new leader. And while we are at it, I am going to shut up. We're going to turn up the volume because we're going to crank it up here at Las Vegas. So Gordon Spain continues to lead out in front, a 1 second advantage on Dan McLaren. 2 cautions so far in this race. Let us know who you're rooting for. Showtime's been watching all race long. Loves the virtual crowd on hand. And rooting for Cullen Johnson. Oh no, that's actually Eddie Musso checking in rooting for Cullen this evening. Closest battle on track, Greg Parmalee and Tim Chapman for 15th. Nearly a lap down as things stand. Remember, Chapman's got the fresher tires by about 7 laps. Next target is Andrew Coopersmith, who's about a second in front of him, 1.5 seconds in front of him. Best battle right now because of that. A pair of Venom teammates, Mark Gilbert, Isaac Salas for 5th. Saw right there, Gilbert got tight, Salas has a run. He just let the Busch Light number 5 have it, trying to win. Believe it would be 2 of 4 races. He won the big block race earlier tonight. Remember, he is looking for that championship. And that could be a chance for him to get it with the issue Cullen Johnson had tonight. It came to pit road. I don't think it's going to happen, though. We got a race for the lead, though. Dan McLaren, actually, correction, has just put the 88 out in front of Gordon Spain. 2 laps of fresher tires for the Venom ride. And we'll pull up a replay to show you how that happened. Just had a nice draft off of Gordon, and I believe they stayed side by side for about a lap or so. I think he was able to clear here this time, and he was. So Soupy out in front with 23 laps remaining. And we got a couple of other good battles here on board with Devo. Donovan Ross looking to break into the top 10 on Roland Olsen. Ross started from 14th tonight in this race. So he's had some points where he's been in the top 10, of course, with that first caution being a factor. And a good clear on Roland Olsen, a man that started from 4th tonight. Best qualifying run, I believe, of the season for Hollywood, if not the best I've seen personally from when I've called races. Let's go back to Clevenger and Canals because they have had a good battle in the last 10 laps or so. And this is the race for 8th on the track. Now Clevenger trying to open that gap. Spain now has some company from Bob Light. And that 77 who also pitted on lap 31. So this long run has the advantage for the guys that pitted later. The driver with the freshest tires that's on the lead lap is Greg Parmley, who pitted on lap 36. Then Preston Kramer on lap 34. And Kramer's brought the car back in. Now we should expect your leaders all in again with about 9 or 10 laps to go. So right now, if you are a guy like Steve Bixler, you are good to go the distance unless a yellow flag flies. So that is something to keep in mind. So Gordon Spain now on pit road. Final stops are underway. A bunch of the drivers have decided, you know what, we're going to cut this stint in half and run it the rest of the way, topping off on fuel. If you pit later, you may have the advantage, though, because you can take less fuel. Bob Light now on pit road alongside Isaac Salas and Hollywood. Four tires and fuel without question. What everyone doing, but does somebody gamble and take less fuel? Amongst the drivers that are currently pitting at the moment, everybody's doing 4 in fuel. Clevenger, Canellis, and Ross. Oh, next, same with Terry Landis. Let's see what Clevenger decides to do. Remember, Tim Chapman pitted on lap 40. And now the leader is in. From the looks of it, the mean is 4 in fuel. Left sides for Clevenger. McLaren's on pit road. So right now your leader is Jeff Kemper. He's the only driver amongst the leaders that pitted on lap 30 yet to stop. Left sides. Was on the clutch and out, but Zach Chapman gonna gamble. Believe 2 in fuel here for the 72. This is going to be an interesting call to see if this works for Shaggy. That puts him in front of both McLaren and maybe Gordon Spain. We'll see. Is Spain coming off turn 2 right now? There he is. And again, Chapman has the fresher tires than the 38. Bob Light merges in front of Dan McLaren. Will 2 beat 4 possibly? We'll have to see. Chapman lets Light go by because Chapman needs the tires to warm up. Now the question we're wondering is Tim Chapman. He's coming in. He is coming in with 14 laps to go. What's Steve Bixler going to do? He is good to go the distance. But now the delta between him and Gordon Spain under 13 seconds. And he's off the pace by 2 seconds. So I don't see a chance of him to win tonight. Dan McLaren passes Zach Chapman for 4th. I like the call, though, from Shaggy to go with the gamble. See if that helps him out with track position. But now let's look at the tire situation. Spain pitted on 52. Light lap 53. McLaren 55. McLaren last time by ran his best lap of the race. This time 29.95 to a 30.09 for McLaren to Light. So McLaren is the better car at the moment. So McLaren amongst the drivers 2nd through 6th. McLaren is the best driver right now. And a run on Light. What could be for 2nd. Meanwhile, between Bixler and Spain, it's 8.2 seconds and dropping each and every moment Bixler turns. He needs a yellow badly. 13 drivers on the lead lap. That could put Bixler with the freshest tires of the bunch right now. And there's the rest of the pack that are battling for the win. As you see Spain put a lap down on Jeremy Tate, who is right now your free pass car as things stand. He would love a yellow flag to get back in the race. So McLaren up to what would be 2nd. Last time by, he was 0.3 better than Gordon Spain. And that gap is closing in big time. 0.3 the gap. 9 to go. 0.3 closing once again. McLaren can pass him this lap. He's in striking distance. Side by side into 3. And McLaren puts the 88 out front. Amongst the fastest drivers here. Bixler, meanwhile, center of 1 and 2 with 8 to go. The gap now at 5 seconds. And just an update on how the title looks. Isaac Salas 7th. Cullen Johnston 21st. We'll check all the standings immediately when we are done here. But Bixler at the line, 7 laps to go. He's losing 1.3 seconds on average, so McLaren could get the lead in the next lap or 2. And now we watch Spain and Light race for what's likely going to be 2nd at the end. Zach Chapman, he's lost some time to both McLaren, Spain, and Light, but right now he could finish 4th. Last time by, he was 0.2 better than Mark Gilbert, so that's something to keep in mind. The strategy working out really well, but we're 3 wide with Butcher up top. The race for what will likely be 2nd between Spain and Light with 6 to go. Race for the lead is about to break out between Bixler and McLaren. Closing in like Bigfoot and Jaws combined. He just doesn't have the grip. Dan McLaren to the lead with 5 laps to go in Las Vegas. Now we go to the race for second, likely. Still side by side. One of them will likely have to back out. It's Spain. Lights got him clear for now. This could get interesting approaching Bixler, who is racing for track position now. Just trying to hang on at the end. They may split him. Watch this, folks. This could get dicey. Spain backs out of it. He could crisscross Light. Oh my, this is some good stuff. And watch Chapman now. He is closing in on both. He has saved tires. The right sides to catch up to both of them. And wow, 3 laps to go for Dan McLaren in the 88. Bixler's put it on pit road. He spun it! The glass slipper has broken. Looking for a good finish tonight. Wow, Isaac Salas in 5th. Zach Chapman has passed Gordon Spain for 3rd. But by 4/10 of a second, can Shaggy get the 2nd spot on an incredible gamble? Did not show the best hand, but took a risk to go 2 in fuel, and it could pay off taking a podium spot and likely the points lead. Highest groove possible, and Chapman takes the 2 spot. But we're coming off for turn 4 this time by. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Dan McLaren. He started 12th tonight in the Venom Racing number 88. We're going to ride with you to the checkered flag with them. And he makes his way off for turn number 4. Your 3rd different winner in the trail. Dan McLaren, checkered flag, your winner at Las Vegas. McLaren takes the pot tonight, his 2nd of the season. Zach Chapman with an incredible 3rd place, an incredible 2nd place finish. Bob Light 3rd, Gordon Spain 4th. Isaac Salas rounds out the top 5. If I am doing my math correctly, his average finish to 9th was 2.5. And we will stand by to see who the champion is in the Xfinity Series Trail, or the Xfinity Winter Season. The 88 about to do some burnouts here. Your schedule, by the way, for next week. Let's talk about that too while we are getting set. Next week, a fun Chili Bowl charity coming up here. Beginning Sunday with prelims, and then Tuesday our soup. Monday is the season finale for Monday Night Madness at Charlotte with the Open 358s, Rebels, and Renegades. Wednesday night, we'll have our fun Week 13, trying out the new stuff with the micro sprints and SRX cars. Plus, going to try out Millbridge too. Nothing to try out Rain. I wonder if Roger's a little bit concerned. That could actually be an Enduro. I am kidding. Look at the smoke from McLaren. That's a nice burnout. I have to do that on the strip. That is a heck of a burnout McLaren is doing. Didn't even blow the engine up too. That's a well done burnout. Okay. Let's get your top 3 all set, and we will begin with Bob Light, your 3rd place finisher. Bob, walk us through your race tonight.
Hey, Marty. Just trying to survive and trying to save tires, which I didn't do a very good job of.
Talk me through that race with Gordon Spain there at the end, especially approaching a slower car in Steve Bixler. I thought for a moment both of you were going to split him.
Yeah, a bit spooky. That.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying? Bobbiatis?
Yeah, I got you. Can you hear me?
Yep, we got you. Just repeat what you were saying again. You were saying it was a little spooky.
Yeah, it was a little spooky coming up on the lap cars and racing Gordon there, but it was a lot of fun. It just used up a lot of tire, which I'm sure he did too, but man, it sure was fun.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to on the run?
My team, Aspire Sim Racing, my teammates Jeremy, Jacob, and Preston, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Side Job Racing Network, RSN Trackside, Maconi Setup Shop, and as always, the league, and you guys for doing the broadcast.
All right, we'll let you go. Great run tonight, and best of luck next week.
Thank you.
Bob Light, your third-place finisher here this evening. Let's bring in a man that's been in the booth with us all night long. What a gamble, Zach Chapman, to take, hang on, 2 tires or fuel only? I believe it was 2.
Yeah, I took right sides only. I knew I was the 4th place car, so I had to try something. And I don't know. I guess I had to take it so easy those first 3 laps, man. I was just so loose, Marty. I wanted to block Dan so bad. I knew that was my only chance, but he was just so fast already, and I had to just set my sights on second. I can't believe I was talking to Bob in the waiting room. He said he took 4 tires, so I can't believe I was able to run him down with 2 tires. But I definitely felt good, and I felt fast at the end.
Everybody except you took 4 tires, by the way. So that was a huge gamble, that playoff. Was Bob and Gordon racing each other? Did that help you?
Yeah, definitely. I can't remember the guy who finished 4th. What did you say his name? Gordon, that's right. He made Bob use all his stuff up. He did what he had to do, to try to finish on the podium. He was pinching Bob down, and Bob was really having to give it some extra wheel. So he burned up his right front tire, and I'd kind of discovered I wasn't real fast, but I noticed none of those guys were really passing how I did. None of them really discovered that high entry and just get on it early and run the middle off. And I was able to pinch them down and make pretty easy work of them, as where I saw most people trying to fight on the bottom to make a pass. I'd do it on the high side in almost one turn.
Yeah, that's always been a groove here on iRace, and not a lot of people really know about. So, who do I give shout-outs to?
Shout-outs to you, man, for doing this for me and letting me finish second tonight. I really have fun sitting with you, and you've definitely taught me a lot, and I appreciate you for it. All my teammates at Gambler Motorsports, my dad for getting me this new direct drive wheel last week. I haven't run an asphalt race yet where I don't think I've finished outside of the top 5. These things are awesome. I was always on one of those crappy Logitech wheels, so it's so nice to actually be on something that has some feel to it. And just like to give a shout out to Roger for putting up with all our crap all the time, and obviously a shout out to his wife. Glad that she's home, and we're hoping that she gets back to 100% real soon.
Absolutely. We'll let you go, man. Great job tonight.
Thanks, Marty. Take it easy, man.
Absolutely. Zach Chapman finishing in second. And now we go to Victory Lane to bring in your winner tonight in Isaac Salas. Oh, excuse me, in Dan McLaren. I think I just spoiled something there, but Dan McLaren with
Isaac
the win.
up too if you want.
Yeah, we'll move Isaac up here in just a bit. But Dan, man, oh man, you said earlier that Gordon and Cullen were on another league. What happened? I mean, you passed Gordon, and all of a sudden you're out in front of Cullen. What was the turning point? Where were you better?
Well, I just knew where to push a little further and higher arc, and again, just let them, use their tires up, and then once it was the last 20 to go in that last round of pit stops, it was just do or die, go or go home. So
absolutely
went all out, man.
I know what you were hoping for as well. No caution two at the same time, because if there's a yellow, Steve's got a big chance on you guys.
Oh, big time. I definitely did not want to see a caution come out, with those winding laps down. But no, I told everybody in the group that everybody drove a great race tonight. That's how, asphalt races should be ran. Green flag stops and different strategies, and that's what asphalt racing's all about. So kudos to everybody that raced tonight. And congrats to the top three. Tonight was a good win, especially after what happened last night in the trucks.
How do you look at Phoenix next week?
Can't wait. Phoenix is another great track. Another one where you got to manage tires. You got to, run your own race, run the track, don't run the cars around you, and just, let the race come to you, right? But no, looking forward to it. Phoenix is it's a fun racetrack. It should be a good race.
Who do you want to give shout-outs to?
Well, good night for Venom Racing. Isaac clinching the championship, so kudos to him. Everybody that runs in Venom League, Venom Racing, all great guys. WeldStar, Custom Fabrications, everyone behind the scenes for Coast to Coast, and you guys for these terrific broadcasts to go back and watch later on in the night. I'm going to have a nice cold beer and go back and watch it.
All right, well, we'll let you go. Congratulations, a great win. Third different winner on the trail this year.
Thanks, Marty.
So Dan McLaren, your winner, but your champion, I just mentioned it a couple moments ago, the quadruple crown champion, even rarer, Isaac. Oh my goodness, dude. How does it feel?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, I saw what happened with Colin. I'm pretty sure he had a pit road penalty for an illegal pit road exit. But, I mean, you had a great car from 16th to 5th tonight.
Yeah, that's a big charge for me, man. I actually pulled something that I've learned from Mr. Zach and Mr. Dan, where I just take it very, very, very easy. And it's helped me become a lot better at asphalt racing, and especially with a lot of different tracks. So yeah, kudos to those guys for teaching me, man. Can't believe we pulled it off.
So, what worked out for you tonight on the long run?
The pit strategies for sure. I came in a lap before everybody else did on that first initial green flag pit stop, and I actually gained a lot of track position off of it. I don't know if it was maybe just the fresh tires, or if it was maybe a mistake on pit road, or people, too many people close together. And that gave me a lot of track position, and it set me up pretty nicely to kind of be in the running. Even if a caution came out, I was in a good position. So I think that was a big thing.
What can you say about this winter season as a whole, man? I mean, I believe if I'm recalling correctly, 4 championships at least, so you double your win total. There's going to be a lot of trophies you're going to have to find to put up.
Dude, I know. The windowsill is going to get fully stacked now. I got my other one sitting right next to me, but I'm going to have to start. I'm going to need to build a trophy case here soon.
You may have to give one to Kelsey. I don't know.
Oh, there we go. See, well, she can pick out her favorite one. Probably the biggest one.
She's probably
I don't know. I might have to fight her for that one.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one. So, who do you want to give shout-outs to?
I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but I mean...
I know. You mentioned them all tonight, but...
I know, but yeah, like, I know Dan probably said it, but it was a big shout-out to Venom Racing. It was a pretty awesome season for us all. I mean, we all did really well this season. It's good to see everybody start kind of shining. So that's awesome. Dean, the Super Dirt Car Series, he actually ran this, so that was pretty cool. He's supporting me all the way through the night. Magnum Race Designs for that yet again awesome looking race car. Guy 6 Racing Network, RSN Trackside with you, sir. It's pretty awesome to be with you and get to see you soon, hopefully. Mission 22, top notch truck with my grandpa. Thanks to my friend Cody for supporting me. He's in the room, literally been cheering me on all freaking night, which I think is hilarious. Thanks to Kelsey, and then thanks to my Gramps. I know he's watching too. He's watched all night, and then yeah, thanks to the other friends and family that support me.
All righty, man. Congratulations. Heck of a winter season. Been an honor to call. And looking forward to running some micro sprints and SRX next week.
Yep, dude, I'm excited. I'm actually so stoked for those.
Me
You have
as
no
well.
idea.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So enjoy it. Go party.
Awesome. Thanks, brother.
Isaac Salas, a quadruple crown champion tonight. Unbelievable. I can't believe we're saying that. So, well, it's Dan McLaren, Zach Chapman, Bob Light, Gordon Spain, Isaac Salas, Mark Gilbert, Jeff Kemper, Joe Canellis, Donovan Ross, Jack Clevenger, your top 10 at the end. One broadcast for you next week of the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Of course, the season finale for Monday Night Madness at Charlotte. Not going to want to miss out on that. That is for sure. On the Slide Job Racing Network, same thing going to be taking place as well. Believe we may be doing a little bit of NIS at Las Vegas. Not too sure yet. Stand by for details on that. With that being said, it is time to log off for tonight. Thanks for joining us all evening long. On behalf of everyone with the Coast to Coast Racing League and Network, all the fine drivers and sponsors, Roger Craig and his group of admins. On behalf of Zach Chapman, Marty Scala, sign off for tonight. Congrats to all the winners here this evening. Anthony Morano in the 358, Isaac Salas in the big block, Patrick Spangler in the late model, Dan McLaren in the Xfinity Series, and your champion in all 4 divisions, Isaac Salas. So long, everyone.